Hey guys, Shane from Jaggs Journeys on another live stream here on my fortnightly Wednesday fortnightly live stream. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Get rid of this jacket off here. Hope everyone's had an awesome week this week, and a little bit different from my last live stream. Obviously, last time I was in Singapore at Universal Studios doing a live last time, so yeah, a little bit different this time back in the studio here in the Gold Coast. So I wish I was back at Singapore, of course, at Universal Studios. Had a great time there, loved it. So yeah. Hey Matt, happy birthday, Matt Muffet. Your birthday today. Happy birthday. Sorry, I literally just got home from work, like literally 10 minutes ago. I've just been that busy. Just get changed. I've only just jumped on. Haven't even checked social media this afternoon. So I forgot to do a live. Well, I didn't forget. I didn't make a post saying I was going live tonight. I mean, I typically always go live every second Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Queensland time, unless something comes up where I will post saying I'm not going live. But I knew I'd be late tonight, and I wasn't sure if I'd make it home before 8. So I made it. So yeah. Family Odyssey, thank you for jumping on. Good to see you on here again. We are the Thunderbolts. Is it Bucky Barnes? Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for jumping on. I can't read all the names. Is it Dill Pickle? Good evening. Oz Theme Parks, thanks for jumping on. Pam, thanks for jumping on. Is it the end? Sorry, my eyesight's really bad. Plus, I've got these glasses. These are prescription glasses, but they're actually really bad. They're only really weak, and my screen is hard to read. So, the Indigo Show, I think it is. Good to be back, Jang. It's Jaggs, but Jang. I've been called worse things. No, I haven't really, but that's all good. Liam, thanks for jumping on. Thank you all for jumping on and taking time out of your week to spend a bit of time with me, chatting about a few things. Yeah, Matt, it was awesome to see you, mate. It has been ages to see. It's been ages since I've seen you guys. Excuse me. So it was good to see you at Dreamworld the other day. So, yeah, finally good to see you again. Hope you had an awesome day. Cool. Still don't know when Scooby-Doo opens. Look, I can tell you now that they're wanting to get it open for September, October, but there's a chance it could push out to December. All right, so I think as soon as they've got final lock-in of that, I remember I think it was when I was in Singapore, people were posting that some tracks have arrived, like the parts of the track replacement. So that was 2 weeks ago, only a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, we just don't know what stage they're at. Obviously, they're not showing us anything, and being indoor, we can't see anything. So, but I do, as I said before, I do know that they're really want it open and ready for September, October school holidays. That'd be ideal for Movie World. Unless we got some inside knowledge from anyone, but they'll announce it obviously in due course. But we would hopefully expect it for then. If not, it would have to be any time between then and December anyway. So fingers crossed. Liam's saying he's keen for DC superheroes and supervillains. Yeah, they've released. I've just seen. I think it's June. So it's definitely June, July. I think it was yesterday they announced that. So yes, I think it's the 28th, I believe. Let me double check those dates for you guys. If I can log onto my phone here, what's going on here? I think someone else is probably going to beat me to it, but I think it starts on the first day of the holidays, which I think is the 28th of June or 27th of June or something like that. DC superheroes. Let's type it in. And villains. Okay. What does it bring up? There you go. Matt's already all over it. 30th of June. Cool, mate. So, excuse me. Is it just the 2 weeks? I think it's a 2 week block. Or does it go for 3? I'm having trouble with my phone. There it is. 30th of June to the 20th of July. There you go. 30th of June to the 20th of July. Get ready to unleash your inner hero or villain. With the return of DC superheroes, supervillains at Warner Brothers Movie World, a thrilling highlight of the Gold Coast events season. Beware, the Joker is on a mission to spread his signature brand. Is it brand? Brand of mayhem and mischief, as usual. And alongside the supervillains and the DC universe. So experience action-packed street shows. So street shows, an epic daily parade. They normally do a really good job of that parade, by the way, when they do that. I've always enjoyed the DC heroes and supervillains, superheroes and supervillains parade. It's always a good one, usually. Because also being sort of wintertime, it's a little bit darker, earlier. So then obviously the lighting all shows up, and yeah, it's just a cool end of the day. It really is. So I love that. So there's going to be epic daily parade. We said that electrifying entertainment. Electrifying entertainment. That sounds interesting. Okay. Meet iconic DC characters and watch out for some new faces. Well, that's exciting. Very exciting. Plus, take on your favorite rides and attractions. Suit up for this limited time event. So suit up. So is it saying you can dress up? Is that what it's saying? Suit up. I might dress up as Jaggs Journeys. Anyway, what else does it say? These school holidays experience. Just seeing if there's anything else here. No, nothing else. It really says. Oh, hang on. Grab your capes and masks. Yes, dress up. Here you go. Dress up as your favorite DC superhero or supervillain. I wonder if there's rules around that. I can't see that here, but anyway, you'll meet Batman. You'll meet Harley. Obviously, you got all the Superman and Joker and Riddler and all that. Catwoman, maybe Batgirl, hopefully Penguin. But these new faces, I'm very interested in. I remember one of the first ones that they had was so good. There was so many characters, like just so many all day. It was amazing. So I'm hopefully it's going to be as good as that again. It's exciting. So get ready for DC heroes and heroes and villains again. It's always an event I like. I like that event. And also, typically they will also do, some themed food or treats. Hopefully something different this year, not the same frappe and the same, things. Hopefully something different. Hopefully they've really put a bit of thought into it and gone the extra mile and done something different. Because, if I've had it before, I mean, okay, I might buy it, but if it's new, I'll definitely buy it. So, and obviously it'd feature on the video what you can get. Those people that are maybe coming to the event toward the end of the event might want to find out what it's all about, what you can experience. Hence, that's what my channel is all about. Anyway, what you can experience, what's on offer, shows, attractions, timing, parade, foods, all that kind of stuff. So exciting. So 30th of June, 20th of July. Lock it in. All right. Let's just run through some of your comments there. I know everyone's, and again, thank you for everyone who's jumping on so far. A good evening to you all, and thanks for taking time out of your busy nights during the week to spend time with me. As I was saying earlier, this time 2 weeks ago, we were doing the live stream from Universal Studios in Singapore. And I tell you what, I had an awesome day. It was so damn hot that day. Gosh, it was like 31, 32 or something. Humidity was like, I don't know, it was like upwards of 60 to 70%. It was really, really humid. And it was like all day. It was just so hot. But again, who cares? You're in Universal Studios, right? So, but that water rides, I tell you, cooled me down, which was awesome. Only thing I didn't like about the water ride, which was the Jurassic Park ride, was my shoes got more water than me, which is not always fun. My feet weren't that hot. They were a little bit hot, but then you get squishy shoes. Not so much fun after that. But anyway, it's all good. Family Odyssey is saying we need longer podcasts. 1 hour isn't just cutting it. You're talking about the Cartel podcast? Well, there's only two of us at the moment doing the podcast. So, we're both a bit limited, sort of for time and stuff. But usually it goes a little longer than that. Or you're talking about the live stream here. Obviously, I did an hour at the live stream in Singapore, and that was only because the park was closing in another hour after that, and I still had some rides to re-ride. So, I had to cut it short. But anyway, all good. What have we got here? I watched lots of your videos. Your content's really enjoyable and entertaining. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much. That's from Dill Pickle 7198. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It does make me feel good when people say they actually enjoy my videos and they continue to watch and subscribe and share the videos. I love that. And I do put a lot of effort into the editing side of things and try to make it a bit more enjoyable, upbeat, that kind of thing. So thank you for that. I've got a tonnage of editing I've still got to do. I tell you, I'm behind in all my editing. Excuse me. I'm behind. Even though I was just come back from Singapore, I have also just came back from Florida before that. So I got to, obviously, if you didn't know, I'm sure most of you know, I got to visit Epic Universe. So it was under technical rehearsal for over a month. So the park was ready. It was finished. Basically apart from a few little touch-ups here and there kind of thing, it was ready. So they had some invited guests, and I was very fortunate to be invited for this. And friends and family of the workers. The park normally holds, I think, something like 60 or 70,000 or something like that at a full capacity day, which is nuts. Like that's crazy. The day I was there was, I think, less than 10,000. So that's a good thing because I got on everything. Some rides were still going up and down a bit, and some were down for like the start of the day, and some came up for like 2 hours, whatever. But still, I got on everything, and I was very fortunate. It's a long way to go to not get on the rides, right? So, but because of that, I did miss out on some of the exploring more of the food options, and I missed a couple of shows. But I mean, end of the day, I got to visit the whole entire lands. I got to enjoy all the rides in the lands. And I got to feature on the videos. So there's 3 videos there to watch. I just did it in 3 shorter videos. Just makes it easier to watch a video like that, I feel. So yeah, that park actually opens on the 22nd. Now that's in the US. So for us, that's Friday essentially. So it's opening at the end of this week. And that's the official opening. I believe they're live streaming that official opening celebration as well on I think it's on YouTube. I think their Epic Universe is going to be, they're live streaming it anyway. I think it's on YouTube. Not sure of the exact timing because they're obviously is it 16 hours behind us or 14 hours behind us? I think it is something like that. But so it's exciting. I'm sure we'll see heaps of footage, videos from the creators that are over there as well. So a lot of the US creators that got invited, some got invited just before I was there, and then the day I was there, I didn't really see any of the creators. I think they'd all gone back again. Then the day after I was there, they opened the technical rehearsals of the park up to the pass holders, and then I think they had a couple of extra days here and there for checking out the park of recent weeks or days maybe, but the official day, officially open, is on the 22nd of this month, US. So that's for us. That's Friday. So it's exciting. Again, very privileged to have been there, already experienced the park, already done all the rides there, and I tell you what, it's going to get better and better and better. Obviously, from the time I was there to now, and then to the future as well. And they're already planning expansions to Epic Universe already, which is incredible. But anyway, if you haven't had a chance yet, please watch those videos. Like, it's funny. I've mentioned this before. Whenever we do overseas videos, the views are low. The views go down compared to a movie world video or a dream world video. And I get it, because majority, not all, but majority of my subscribers are here in Australia. And most people will probably go to the Gold Coast and experience the theme parks here. A lot of them are enthusiasts, so they're keen to see what the other parks are like overseas. But if you're not planning ever on going over there, or if it's out of your reach, you probably think, well, why should I watch it? I'm not going to go there. And I get that. I understand that, right? But let me tell you, just it's still cool. I mean, hey, isn't it cool to see me in those parks? I guess, but no, but those parks, to see the level of what a theme park can do, what they can make, what they can dream up. Like, it's like, put it this way, okay, Rivertown to me at Dreamworld is very immersive and world class. When you look at these parks, or particularly Epic Universe and the different lands in there, times that by 50, 100, it's incredible. Totally incredible. Each land, there's four different lands off to the side of that park. They're all a complete theme park, essentially, based on that theme. You've got, in that one land, you've got all the characters, the rides, the shows, the foods, the restaurants, the merchandise, all in that. It's like a whole theme park just in that one land, and it's massive, and the theming is built from the ground up. So every single thing you can think of that could tie into that is tied into that. The Harry Potter area that's themed to the Fantastic Beasts, 1920s Paris. Like, the building, you'd swear you're standing there, and the buildings are aged, and all the time period posters and things. Like, it's just crazy. It's so crazy. And like the bar, like I went to a couple of like restaurants and bars, and they're all like themed like for that era as well. So like concrete. It looks like kind of mud walls, not mud, but concrete-ish kind of rough concrete walls, big exposed wooden sort of beams in there, and the staff in the appropriate attire. They're not in polo shirts and shorts and all the lands. They're in their appropriate attire for those lands, which just, you're immersed. You believe you're there. It's crazy. But then all the foods and drinks are so well themed into that era of area as well. It's just, again, it blew my mind. But for you to see, just to sit there and watch those things and just see, wow, okay. But that's the difference between population. Australia's got 25 million. America's got, what is it? I don't know, over 300 million people, right? Plus they get millions of visitors, like probably like up to 50, 60,000 people a day in those parks. Like, there's never really, even the quieter times. I mean, it does have quieter times, but they're still busier than our busiest times, if you know what I mean. So they've got different budgets, 100%. They have got more money to spend. They can almost just dream of anything and build it. They've got the budget for that. Unfortunately, here we don't. Our parks here have certain budgets, and trust me, they push the boundaries to get what they can get done. But there's limitations, and they've got to prove their return on investments significantly. And in the US, they don't. It's going to happen. We know. They just know they're going to get the return. Whereas here, it's a gamble. So that's why sometimes here, we think, they could have done this better, or we could have improved this or that. Sometimes it's a budgetary thing, and they've got so much, they've just got to do the best they can with what they got. But anyway, getting back to the Epic Universe, check out my videos, and there'll be plenty more coming as well. But it's an awesome park. I really hope one day, if you are an enthusiast and you love theme parks, even if you set yourself a goal for 5 years and just say, right, we're going to do it, and this is how much it's probably going to cost. It's because, like, if you look at the costings now, I think entry at the moment is 140 US a day to get in there. If you allow for, say, 200 a day or whatever, just in 5 years' time, it's probably going to be more. Look at the flights, whatever they are now. They're probably going to be similar that they are at the moment, because they're pretty high at the moment. Accommodation was always probably going to be around the same. So you could almost like plan it now, as in cost it now, and then just bump it up a bit, but then plan that out over 5 years, and then divide that into the weeks, and then how much per week do we need to put aside to get to that point. And obviously the US dollar depends on what's happening at the time as far as what you're going to get for your dollar there. But You know, you don't. I mean, you probably will. You definitely want to buy souvenirs when you're there. They got so many cool things to buy, but it's all so expensive. It really is, especially at the moment with the exchange rate. Like I only bought a few things, like we had the Donkey Kong sign, the Dark Universe sign over there, the Curse of the Werewolf roller coaster sign, the Epic Universe number plate thing here. I bought. I haven't got it on me. A key ring and a pen and that sort of thing. That's about it. Like because it's just really, really, really expensive to buy stuff there. But you can do it on a budget if you plan it out in advance. Just I mean, even if you think, 5 years is a long way. If you think 5 years back, what were you doing, and think about between that time and now, how quick that's actually gone. And anyway, you might end up going, hey, we can do it in 4 years or 3 years. Either way, once you check out Epic Universe, it is a long way away. I get it, and travel's not for sort of everyone, I guess. But after doing it, and the longest flight's just here to either LA, or I flew into San Francisco, 13 and a half hours. So, plenty of movies to watch. Most of the flights are day flights going out of Australia, but coming back there are usually night flights, usually sort of overnights. So they're not too bad. But then once you get to LA or to San Fran, I flew to Denver, which was I think a 4.5 hour flight roughly, and then it was a 3 hour flight from there to Orlando. But you can go direct from LA as well. It just depends which airline you choose and which way they go. But you could do it all sorts of ways. You can get a cheap flight to Hawaii, and then get a domestic flight from Hawaii to maybe LA, and then another flight from LA to Orlando. You can do it a number of ways. Or there's flights to, I think, Dallas or something like that. But anyway, yeah. I guess most of you guys on here love theme parks, hence why you love the content I do as well. And if you think that's never going to be in your reach while I watch the videos, I'd say watch them anyway. It's because, well, not just well, obviously the views help my channel, obviously, but just to make you understand like what the level is over there compared to what we can do here. And it's just incredible. It's so incredible. It is just wow factor. Little hard coming back into the parks here. I went back on the weekend. It is a little hard coming back in there from being in those parks. Obviously, I went to the other two Universal parks in Florida as well. I also went to Singapore to Universal there and some other attractions. But, and then, of course, Universal Singapore is a smaller park, but it's still Universal Studios. Not run by them, but it's still a Universal Studios park. And, yeah, our ones are good for the Gold Coast and what we've got. Like, honestly, you got to put it all into perspective. And, people love our parks. I know there's a bit of negativity out there at the moment on certain parks and things like that. But, again, you won't find that negativity on this channel because I feel that there's enough negativity out there anyway. But, the parks are doing their best. No, nothing's perfect. I can tell you now, the parks overseas aren't perfect either. I can tell you that for a fact. Nowhere's perfect. And you know what? My channel is about showcasing what you can do at the parks, what's on offer at the parks, what you can get, what you can see. If things are, and I always mention about rides down, you got to check that. You do have to check it. It's the nature of the beast. But, other people go on about other stuff. You didn't mention this. You don't talk about that. I don't. Well, why? Because when you visit, you might notice that. That's fine. And that's if you want to make a discussion about it. All good. Everyone's entitled to their opinions as well. I just like to stay away from negativity. So, and like I don't look for faults. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like nowhere's perfect. I just like to showcase what you can do at the parks, and that's this channel. People know that who've been following me for years, and it's going to continue to stay that way. So I still enjoy the parks here. They are what they are, and they do a great job. And I particularly love their events here. Again, looking forward to Heroes and Villains, definitely. And looking forward to Friday nights. That's not too far away, really, either. So Dreamworld's going to have, obviously, Winterfest or their Snowy Night event, again, and their June, July school holidays. So there's going to be plenty of things going on, which is really cool. Then there'll be, like, the Spring County Fair again. We'll roll into Halloween. So, yeah, like, there's always some cool stuff coming up to our parks. And I love them and enjoy them. So there you go. And I take each park for what they are, the positive stuff. Anyway, check out the videos. I do still have the 2 Universal parks in Orlando, Florida. I've still got the visit there to edit on the video. So I'm going to try and get another one out this week. I'm in the middle of editing it, and I'm just getting home late, sort of at work, and I'm just trying to find time to edit. So at the moment, I've got to squeeze that editing in and put those out. But again, I'm going to split that into 2 videos. So there'll be Islands of Adventure. For those of you that don't know, there's 3 now Universal parks in Florida. Islands of Adventure, though, is based off books. All right, so storybooks. So everything in there is either off comic books or storybooks. Mainly comics and things, I think, mainly. But the other park, so Universal Studios proper, that one is movies. So, however, there's an overlap there. So you got with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, that started off as a book, if we all recall. It's not just a movie. So that's actually in the Islands of Adventure. But then you can catch the Hogwarts Express train over to the other park, and you come out at King's Cross, and you're in that whole other part of the Harry Potter story. That itchy nose. So that's really cool. So I'm splitting. I did a park hopper too. I went for a few days. I park hopped those days. So I'm going to do one video for one park and one video for the other park. They'll be a little longer videos, not an hour, but they'll probably be like 30 minutes or so. And a little longer. I know you guys sometimes only prefer to watch a 15 to 20-minute video, but there's a lot in these parks. You got to understand is these parks are massive, and I've got hours of footage. Like I'm talking hours and hours and hours, probably like 5 hours of footage that I've got to put into a 30, 40-minute video. All right. So, but if you can watch it in 2 lots if you want, but I'm probably going to put it in one lot for one park, one lot for the other park. Because then also I've still got Universal Studios Singapore. I've got that video still to edit and put out as well, which I'll do after those ones. But also in Singapore, we did a number of other attractions in Singapore. We did the Cloud Forest, which is amazing. We just lots of just Singapore-based attractions. We did the luge down at Sentosa Island there. We did some cool stuff. So there's videos there in the making. So plenty coming up. Plus, I will still be visiting, obviously, our local parks here in between to keep you updated with things like some King Claw construction and things like that. I'll probably put them into short-form videos just because... I just think it's pointless doing a whole full video just on, a small amount of construction until it's more probably. But anyway, we'll keep you updated on that. Make sure you check out my Instagram because there will be photos posted fairly regularly there as well. I'm obviously uploading some stuff from the trips, but also there'll be some local stuff coming through that I get sent during the week. When I have time to upload those as well. Just keep you guys updated on what's happening locally with things like construction and that as well. So lots going on, lots happening, and lots has been going on, and lots coming up, of course. Got itchy nose. Does that mean anything? Does that mean I'm rich? Going to be rich? I hope so. Anyway, let's go back to some of your comments. Excuse me. Okay, so... Okay. Rick's, sorry I wasn't there from last the live. I was sick. Oh, sorry to hear that, my friend. All good now? That's good. Hope you're feeling much better. Leon's also keen for DC superheroes. They have new characters. Lex Luthor. Yes. That's cool. They haven't announced it publicly yet. Got Lex Luthor and another hero that they haven't released. Very cool. So there you go. There's a couple of new characters there. That's exciting. Whenever I'm going to Movie World or Dream World, I check out your videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I've been overseas a bit lately, so there's not been a lot of local ones, but I did post a Movie World one on the weekend, and I have filmed the Dream World one as well. But yeah, again, I've still editing that too with everything else going on here. Okay. So also big hello and hi to everyone who's saying hi because I've Ryder is it on Onzitism, yep. Do you think it would be cool if Movie World added a Minecraft land where Doomsday was? It would be, mate. That would be so popular. That would be absolutely popular. Most definitely, most definitely. Yep, they could do it. They could. Maybe that's what they're planning. Maybe it's going to be a big announcement. They would have to announce something soon, hopefully, surely, with that area. Fingers crossed. Christy, how are you? I'm good. Liam's got a friend who auditioned at Movie World. Tell me who the new characters are. Ooh, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. I won't post that anywhere, but that's exciting. Also, the parade is good. Yeah, the parade for the DC heroes and villains is always good, and hopefully they change it up. Each year is a little different. I remember last year's one wasn't quite as good as the year before. So something about the fight scenes I seem to recall there wasn't as much of the fight scenes, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Matt saying the parades will be at 3 and 5. So what they did the last few times is they had a normal 3 o'clock parade, normal, so just normal like they normally do, except the Looney Tunes are normally in their superhero outfits like capes and their little masks. But the 5 o'clock one is the actual DC and villains parade, sort of show / parade. So and it's funny because I think I was there, and after the 3 o'clock one, I saw people like going to leave the park, and I actually stopped a few people and said, "Oh, just a quick question: are you not staying for the main parade?" And they're like, "We just watched it." And I'm like, "No, the heroes and villains parade." And they're like, "Yeah, we just watched it." I said, "No, this is just the 3 o'clock parade. The nighttime parade's the main parade for this event." And they're like, "I don't know," but I mean, they do advertise it, but people sometimes think that's the parade. But man, my nose is itchy. So yeah, anyway, make sure you stay for the 5 o'clock one for sure. For sure. Family Odyssey. By any chance, when you were in Singapore, did you use the Grab app? Yes, I did. I used it for lots of things because it's like Uber here, right? They only have. I can't remember if they have Uber Eats there. I think they have Uber Eats there, but they don't have Uber cars there. Just Grab. Yeah, that is the main one to use, and we use that all the time. So in that app, you use it for everything. So like obviously to order a rideshare, which we use it mostly for. Although we use the trains a lot, we only use rideshare like to and from the airport, and I think maybe one other time, maybe one other time we were somewhere really late at night and we were a little way away from the train station, and then our feet were killing us, and we just grab a grab and we'll just head to closer or back to the hotel. So it's easy to use. You can do lots in that app. Also, for example, the hotel I was staying at, which was in Chinatown, went downstairs. I was looking for a drink. I was thirsty, and downstairs they had like a cafe bar, and I went to buy just a can of Coke, I think it was. And their cans are smaller here, but they're smaller over there. But they're sort of they're smaller, but they're skinnier and taller. They're about 330 mil, 350 mil maybe, but they're taller, but they're skinnier. But anyway, they wanted like $5.50 or something. Was it $6 from the bar? I'm like, oh no thanks. And I'm thinking I'll just grab a filtered water out of the tap. Then I remembered there was a vending machine. I thought I saw a vending machine near the gym, so I thought I'll go and check that out. Went to check that out, and it wasn't a vending machine. It was a fridge, like just a fridge that you'd open and grab a drink out of. And I'm like, why would they just have a fridge here that you can just open? Like, doesn't this get stolen? Like, this is crazy. But then I had a proper look at it, and it's done through the Grab app. So it's Coca-Cola fridge, and it had a QR code on the front. So you go into your Grab app, into the scan of the QR code feature in the Grab app, because that's where your credit card's loaded in the app. Scan the QR code, and then it comes up with the drink selection on your phone, which and it says agree, click here to agree or something. You click the agree, and then it says click here to unlock the fridge. So you click on your phone, and the fridge unlocks. And so you open the fridge, and then you grab out whatever drinks you want, and then as soon as you close the fridge, updates on the Grab app that you grab those 3 drinks or whatever, and then it charges your card. I'm like, wow, this is pretty crazy. So different technology, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, Grab, definitely download the Grab app. Definitely, that's the one you want to use over there for sure. But the public transport, the trains, like as long as if your Australian debit card, I'm not even talking a credit card here. I'm talking even you can use your credit card obviously, but your debit card, just your normal FPOS card, as long as it's got either the Visa logo or is it the MasterCard logo or the Maestro, or I can't remember what it's called, and it's got that Wi-Fi symbol like on your card, for tap and go. As long as it's got that, which pretty much I'm sure every card does, we just use that. We just went to the train station, hold it on the thing, beep, gates open, and it just charges your card, your bank, cheap as. We used the subways most of the time, pretty much all the time in Singapore. It's all underground, so there's no trains up there, all underground, multi-levels too. So sometimes you go up 1 or 2, and then there's another train system up there. It looks confusing when you first look at the chart, all the different colors and tracks, but it's just like you just follow that. Okay, I want to get to here. Okay, that's the blue line, and then I got to get to this one, and then it tells you if there's 3 other numbers there, you can swap to one of those other colors and go on the other line, and it's just easy to follow. So I just wrote a couple of notes on my phone. Easy. Went down. The trains come every 4 minutes, and perfectly on time, and there's no drivers. So there's a person. There's not even a what do you call it? A cab or a driving area. I don't know what you call it. Where you drive the train booth. I don't know. It's just I was standing right at the very front of the train, but there is someone there, I guess like a driver, but there's no controls. He's got an iPad or an iPhone or an iPad, I think it was, and they must just monitor it or something. But it's all done automated. It's crazy. It's seamless, unreal, and it's cheap, and you can go anywhere. And we just pretty much wherever you go at the station, when you come up to the surface, you're either in a multi-story shopping complex, like shopping center, or you're in like a really busy little shopping area or business area or what have you. Just walk around and explore. You got Google Maps is fine in Singapore. I know it can't be used in places like China, but it's fine in Singapore. You use your Google Maps, and you can choose if you're walking, and you just follow. We just did that. Follow the maps, easy. So it's really easy to get around and cheap. But yeah, Grab's the best one to use if you want to ride share, and use it for a few other things too. Hope that answered your question in a long roundabout way. But anyway, the parade starts at 5. Yeah, that's right, for DC Heroes, the actual DC one. Yep, I'm going to dress up as myself. Bailey, I'm back in Australia from Japan. Awesome. I hope you had an awesome time in Japan. It's somewhere I'd love to go, actually. I'm going to Bali on Saturday. That's not me, that's Bailey. So have an awesome time in Bali. That sounds cool. I haven't been there, and to be honest with you, it's not on my radar to go to Bali. I don't know. And again, I don't know if you've been there before or not, and it'd be interesting to see what your thoughts were. If you haven't been, or if you have, you must like it if you're going back. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not high on my priority list, I don't think, at the moment. Who else watched Thunderbolt movie? Because I've seen it, and it's the best MCU movie ever. Haven't seen that one yet. I know of it, but I haven't seen it. Anton, how are you? Thanks, mate. Yes, really itchy nose. Yes, plenty of international theme park videos coming up, and content as well. Bailey's saying they went to Universal Studios. That would have been awesome. That's one of the best parks too, isn't it? It's got Donkey Kong Country. It's got the Jaws, awesome Jaws ride there as well. That sounds cool. I saw the shorts of you filming the Heartline Roller Velocicoaster. Yep. Did you go on it? Sure bloody did. Absolutely. Yep. Hagrid's motorbikes as well. Absolutely. The thing with the Hagrid's one, that was a really surprising ride. Actually, I I really haven't really seen too. I've seen a few POVs, but you don't really take it all in. When you're on the ride, that part where it drops, that got me. Like that, I was like, I thought something was going wrong. I was like, whoa. So yeah, but yeah, Velocicoaster is full on. Like I reckon it's more full on. Yeah, I reckon it's more full on than Hypercoaster. I mean, they're very similar. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It was insane. It was nuts. But saying that, Stardust Races, Epic Universe. I had front seat, and man, that was incredible. I think I hopped off going, that's my new favorite coaster. I love that one, but I love them all over there. It's so good, unreal. It's funny because I've got a. It's not major, but I do have a heart condition, right? So, it's just to do with the electrical current. But I get annual checks and everything's fine. It's perfect. And actually had a recent checkup as well, and the cardiologist says to me, "Oh, you've been overseas?" I said, "Yeah, just telling him what I'm doing and riding all these roller coasters and that." And he's like, and I go, "Oh, I probably shouldn't be telling you this because they all say you shouldn't ride these if you got a heart condition." And he said, "Your heart condition's fine. Like you don't have to. Yours is not a major. I mean, no heart conditions go. Obviously, got to be great, right? But I'm lucky. It's everything's normal. It's just so yeah. I'm lucky. I can still ride roller coasters and do all that fun stuff. So I'm lucky. But as you get older, and a lot of people out there around my age or around about that know what I'm saying here. As you get older, you can't do the multi rides as often anymore. So I know some of you young people, you go on the ride and then you ride it again and you ride it again, and some people say I rode that 10 times. I'm like, if I rode that twice, I'd be in the corner vomiting. Like I just passed out because your body just can't handle that stress when you're older. So, but anyway, I do them all fine. I rode two actually when I was in the US when I did Hagrid's. When I did Hagrid's. I hopped off and went straight onto what did I go on to? Oh, Forbidden Journey. So Hagrid's is a roller coaster, and that was really cool. It doesn't go upside down, and it's just exhilarating. It's fun. It's awesome. It's full on though. So I got off feeling good, but you just come off a roller coaster, so you know how you feel when you just come off a roller coaster. Like you can feel a little bit funny or whatever, but went straight onto Forbidden Journey, and because I was with some people from Universal, it took me straight through like Express, straight on the ride, and that ride, that's a combination of so you're on a simulator arm thing, and it's a combination of screens and props. So very similar. It's a very similar ride to the Monsters Unchained at Epic Universe. But the Monsters Unchained ride is so well done, and I think it's kind of slow-ish in parts, so you are more immersed in the story. I find with the Harry Potter one, it goes quite fast, and the screens are fast, and I come off that ride, and I was like, I'd just been on the roller coaster, then just did this, and I was like, I don't feel well at all. Like, and then the people I was with, like, right, we'll take you now to Gringotts, and I'm like, nah, not right now. Nah, not right now. I'll do it later. It's just like, whoa. So yeah, you get older, you struggle a bit with multi rides in a row, I think. By the way, Peninsula Springs water is pretty awesome water. I must admit, really, really refreshing, natural spring water from Australia. Anyway, forgive me for itching my nose. I have a very itchy nose, and I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I'm not sure. Hi, Jaggs, sweet movie world, but didn't say anything. Well, I didn't say anything, or you didn't say anything. If you see me, feel free to come stop me. It's all good, no problem at all. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy saying hi to anyone who watches my videos. Yeah, it's all cool. No problem at all. Don't be shy. Next time. But anyway, Rex, yes, I got more footage of the roller coasters and that, and the Hulk coasters and other stuff coming up as well. And obviously they'll be on my long form video. I'll have feature the whole rides on those. I couldn't film on the rides though. Excuse me. The only ride I could film on at Universal, what was it? Spider-Man. So Transformers, usually you can, but we were told no cameras, no phones. But over there, you go. It's funny, like pretty much all the coasters anyway. Like they tell you at the start, everything in the locker, nothing. You have nothing when you like before you even line up. So you got to put it all in the lockers, line up, and then when you're in the queue, then you go through a metal detector, and then if you beep, they scan you, and then if you've got stuff in your pockets, if you've got a phone or anything, they make you take it, put it back. So yeah, like the funny thing is though, I have seen some people with on-road footage on some of those rides that we were all told not to, and there's signage saying no photos, no cameras. So either some people get approved or some people sneak on somehow. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, you can't film on that stuff. Well, I know Disney has a different policy to that, so Disney parks are okay. I didn't go to any Disney parks this trip, so anyway, Universal have that policy. I hope I'm not boring you guys, by the way. So I've got 32 of you on here, and I appreciate all of you being on, listening to me blab on. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying it. Do you think King Claw might be ready for September school holidays? Well, I think, what are we now? We're nearly June. So June, July, August, September, 3.5 months. I reckon they'd be pushing it to get it done by then. There's still parts on ships. Like I know parts are now arriving. We've seen that. Poles and bits of the surround, I think, the flooring, I think. But the main pendulum, I think, where did I hear that? I was on Dane's theme park podcast, and he was interviewing Greg Young, the CEO. Greg mentioned that the actual pendulum part is coming in one complete piece. Now that's a massive piece, so it can't fit in shipping containers. So it's got to go on top of the shipping containers ship in one piece. Hope it doesn't fall off in the ocean. I'm sure it won't. But so that's interesting. So that massive piece will come in, like probably not last, but it'll come in, probably later than the rest of it. So they'll all be timing, right? So all the poles will be going up to get everything right, and then the pendulum will get attached. So I think September would be a push. I think they would love to have it open for September, October holidays. But I think just with the other things going on, the other events and things, if you think about September for them and October, so they've got Spring County Fair, and then it leads into the school holidays, and it leads into Halloween events and things. I think there's just a lot going on. Whereas in December, the park really doesn't usually have anything other than just holidays, or if a new ride's opening. Like if you think about historically, the last two rides that have opened or lands, I can't remember when the Wiggles Land opened officially. I just can't recall, but I know Taipan was December, and obviously Jungle Rush was December, or Rivertown. I'm thinking December, probably mid-December. Could be wrong. We'll wait and see. They're building a new water slide. It's called a Zoom. It's called Zoom something. Was it? I got it here. What is it? It's called. Someone's probably going to say it before I can even find it. Zoom Zone. That's the. I'm sorry, this is probably not going to be really clear or great to look at through here, but essentially their body slides replaces the one at the front of the park they ripped down. So Aqua Loops, I think it was called, the old one. So they've used the existing frame of the tower structure. I think as a water park, they'll probably aim to have that. That might be open for September, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh, excuse me, itching my nose. I feel like I'm going to sneeze and it's itchy. So, anyway. All right. So we got here. Well, there you go. Someone else is just asking if there's any update on Aqualoop. So they haven't as yet. I drove past. Was it yesterday? And I can't see any slides going in yet. And I actually tried to see if I could see any, but I couldn't see any anywhere either. Any parts. What's your top 10? Top 10 what? Rides or parks or? Not sure on that one. What have we got here? I think there's a couple other people having a conversation in there. That's right. I'm trying to read your comments, and I'm like, I don't understand that. And then I can see you're having a conversation with someone else. So that's cool. Jake is saying 2005 Wiggles World was open. Oh yeah, Wiggles World. But then also, I'm sorry, I should have said Wiggles Coaster. Sorry. But yeah, I think that was last year before last. Now, geez, the years go fast. I don't know, so fast. Don't worry, Shane. I've got a heart condition too. Okay. Sometimes I can't go on rides at theme parks. I go on all the rides. I don't. Again, my heart condition is not a bad severe one or anything like that. So I still, and my cardiologist says I'm fine to ride roller coasters, and I'm doing it. So happy days. The big Crouchy. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. Enjoy Singapore. Yes, I know you love it too. There, it is an amazing place. Actually, it really is. Yes, I did see the Spectral Light show. Yes, it is really awesome. Yep, and the Merlion. Yeah, saw the Merlion. Marina by the Bay there. Did all the gardens. Yeah, the Apple Store and the dome. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? It's like a dome on the water, and it's an Apple Store. That's crazy. Yeah, Singapore is an amazing place. It really is. It's really cool. Yeah, Jeremy. If the parks, they do like to try and have something in that December, in that peak. So that's their busiest time of the year, December, January, right? Peak time. So they want to have something to draw people to the park. So they will also have their events. So they'll have Movie World. They have Hooray for Hollywood. So that event will be on. So that's a draw card. But a new attraction or ride opening, in their eyes, gives the people a chance to go, whoa, maybe we'll go to this park instead of that one or whatever. But last year, as we know, 2 parks had 2 new attractions at the same time. So yeah, that was pretty even, I guess. But yeah, typically if that's the time they want to have it, it's their biggest bang for the buck. So you want to bring them as most people in at that time of year. I mean, again though, some people can only get here during that peak time. They're the craziest time to visit the parks. They're the busiest time. The queues are the longest. You know, you queue for everything. However, they're obviously they're trying to alleviate queues and things, particularly in food places with the QR codes. You can order, pay on your phone, and just go pick it up. So you're not standing in the queue. You can go do something else. That's pretty cool. I think that's really cool when they do things like that. The rides, again, if you can, utilize single rider if you can. But if you're with a family and you all got to ride together, like fast track's expensive, okay? Particularly at that time of year. And if you're a family, there's 4 or more of you. If you think about that price, I don't even know what it is now for that time of year. Is it like $200 something each? 2, 4, 6, 8. That's a lot of extra money, right? My suggestion would be buy a multi-day pass and allow a few days of visits. Go to the bigger rides first. even if you have to queue a couple of hours, get them done. And then on the other days, you can get the other rides done, maybe a couple of single riders, and then maybe get a couple of re-rides in. That would be my plan of attack. If you're going just for one day only, and I know that some people only have the one day, it's challenging. And if you're in at peak, you're going to be stuck in queues. It's the nature of it. It's just, I mean, the theme parks in the US, queues can get like crazy. I mean, they have massive queuing areas there, and they're really well themed, so you kind of keep busy. You don't realize the time that goes by, but you still stand in those queues a long time for a short ride on something. But it's all about the rides, so Anyway, yeah, definitely worth doing. Yeah, blow your nose, mate. Yeah, no, it doesn't need blowing. It's just itchy. I don't know. Anyway, it's not as itchy anymore. I don't know what's going on. You know how you have an itchy nose now and then, or you whatever, yeah, or a cough, just random. Normally, when you're in a meeting or something, you all of a sudden get a cough. Are you going to do DC Heroes and Villains? Of course, I never miss that event unless I'm out of the country, which I don't plan to be. I should be here for that, so that is all cool. I'll be there for that one, of course. Hey, John, yeah, Singapore is amazing, mate. And I tell you what, I drank a lot of water there. Unfortunately, I couldn't find Peninsula Springs water in Singapore. I was looking for it, but maybe there's an opportunity for you there, mate. But anyway, you drink a lot when you're there. It's so humid, let me tell you. But it's a beautiful place. Beautiful place. So good. Jason, hey, mate. How are you? Thank you. Appreciate your comments about my content. Updates on what's going on around the parks. Yeah, we'll provide more of those when we obviously I'm back in Australia now and can do a bit more local, but I've still got plenty of international parks, US theme parks, Universal, Singapore parks, attractions. I've got so much going on, so much editing to do. I've got a lot coming out, so keep tuning to the channel because I've got lots of exciting things coming up for you guys, different from the usual stuff, but the usual stuff as well in between. Hulk coaster, mate. I actually didn't do the Hulk coaster, and the reason why is because someone said to me from Universal that they said that is because it'd been on Velocicoaster, and I'm like, whoa, that was like full on. And then they wanted to do Hulk. I said we'll do Hulk later, and then they said, well, Hulk like is rough, and the G-force on that one could make you pass out. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go down that path. I'm not regretting going on there, really. I mean, yeah, it looked cool, but yeah, that was one I didn't do. I had to do Velocicoaster. What have we got here? Am I going to Fright Nights? Yes, always. Never miss a Fright Nights. Someone saying they were born in Singapore. Oh wow, that's cool. No, it's a lovely place. Definitely. Really enjoyed Singapore. Really enjoyed. Jamie, yeah, the noise. Yeah, the noise that it makes is full on. Yeah, it is an amazing coaster. Like it is. I stood and watched it for God knows how long. And what cracked me up the most was those big nets and all the sunglasses on the nets. Did you see that? I'm like, oh, there's some pretty cool sunnies up there. Get a stick and flick them off. They tell you not to take your sunnies on the ride, and then all of a sudden they're on the net, and they'll never get them back. I'd imagine. Yeah, John saying Dreamworld Night Market have the Dreamworld, at the night market on, is it Saturday, the 24th? They have the wrestling back on now. It is a separate ticketed event though. It's not included in your night market entry. So if you're in that, let me tell you, I do have a video of this on my channel. That wrestling, those people that do that wrestling event, incredible, amazing. Like I thought it was going to be a bit of a fake thing and may not be as good. When I went and watched that, I was blown away. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's so real. Like some of them are bleeding and like like getting hurt, but I guess they train for it. But gee, I mean, yeah, it's full on, and there's a massive following of people that go there and watch it. So, yeah, I'd recommend it. If you're not doing anything this Saturday, head down to Dreamworld for the night market. But get on the night market Facebook page. You'll see the link or the ad for the wrestling, and there'll be a separate place where you buy your ticket online for that. So you need to get your online ticket for that and check it out because yeah, it's definitely worth going to. Put it that way, definitely worth going to. Thanks, John, for mentioning that one actually. Anton saying the Hulk could be too intense. Yeah, I think they just said it's intense, and I don't know. I mean, again, someone else might say, "Oh, it wasn't as bad as Velasquez." Or anyway, I was also because I was with. I mean, I was by myself, but there was a couple of times where I was with some people that could take me straight onto some of the rides. So that was what we were doing, and yeah, I just went, "Oh, nah, that's all cool. I'll just I'll either ride a ladder or not at all." So that's all cool. Michael's saying theming outside the Hulk coaster is cool. Yeah, it is actually when they have it is. It's from when they retrack the rides. The Hulk's holding like one of the cars, and then there's track coming off it as well. And he's saying the track was from the ride when they retracked it. So that's interesting. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it is. It is everything over there. The theming. I could go on it. Theming is just amazing, incredible, next level. And that's those parks. But when you get to Epic Universe, it's next level again with immersiveness and yeah, the storytelling. It's incredible. It really, really is. Yeah, it's crazy. Now I don't think I've missed any comments at the moment. Now I know we've got a good 30 odd people on there, and appreciate everyone again being on the live. And we've gone through, I think, all your comments there. And we've touched on a few things with what's happening with events and things with the heroes and villains coming up in July. And we've touched on the new slides at Wet and Wild. No date set on that. So yeah, so I was going to touch on. I know we have kind of spoken about it a little bit. Michael's saying he loves Singapore. I found the soft drinks fascinating, considering they limit sugar by law. And the cans are smaller. Yeah, the cans are smaller. You're right. And there's like light. Was it Coca-Cola less sugar or something? I didn't like the taste of that. The post mix over there. It's like they don't filter the water. If you could taste like the tap water through that, I wasn't a fan of that. I only liked the bottled water, which we drank most of, and then Sprite and like Gatorade. That's about all I drank over there. So yeah, but it's the drinks they're definitely smaller cans, smaller serve size over there. What day we go to Heroes and Villains? Look, I haven't even looked that far ahead yet. Not sure. I mean, look, usually my filming day is a Saturday normally because of my timing and work schedules and things. So, if the first day is a Friday, then I won't be there the first day. If the first day is a Saturday, then I probably will be there. Although sometimes the first day is, they're just getting into it and they, it's like at Friday nights, the first night versus the last night. The last night's like way more refined than the first night. So sometimes I like going to the event on the second day or something like that. I do like to go on the early one, either the first or second night, because the aim for me, for my content, is to showcase the event. Because, in my opinion, a lot of you guys might go, well, it's expensive. I don't know if I'll go or not. I don't know how good it's going to be. Maybe once you've seen my video, and I do try to cover everything that they offer there. So I do try to give you a wide coverage of everything. Excuse me. Sometimes you might miss something, but generally I try to cover everything off and give you, an idea of what it's all about, what you can see, what the precincts are, what the food offerings they've got. And then you can make a conscious decision to go, okay, cool, that's definitely what I want to do, and I'll spend that money. Or some people might go, yeah, nah, it's not quite what I was expecting. But I mean, generally they're pretty good. So, but yeah, but if I put my video out on the last night or the after the event's finished, kind of like, what's the point? And that's why these events are always timely. So you got to get them done at the time of the event, and then the first couple of nights. And again, can't necessarily always go on the first day either. It just depends on my schedules. But usually try to get to events on the start. But Saturday is my filming days. What else we got? My son just got back from Universal Japan and is raving about Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, I mean, I just did that same land in Orlando at Epic, and it is incredible. It really, that ride, that Minecart Madness, wow, just wow. And yeah, he'd know what I'm talking about. It's crazy. There's so many surprises around every bend in that ride. It's just so well themed. That is such an awesome ride. Anton's saying it would be a big culture shock going from the US soda machines to soft drinks everywhere else. Yeah. Machines over there in the US. Actually, if you've been on a cruise ship and if they've had Coca-Cola as their drinks, you probably see the same machine. They have these massive, like it's just a one machine, and it's touch screen, right? And you can choose your drinks, but then you can choose variations to those drinks and add the flavor sachets or flavor injections or what have you into those drinks. You can make up whatever you want. It's crazy. It's incredible. And they actually use a cartridge. It's a flavor cartridge system. There's nothing like that here in Australia. They've got nothing like that here. They only use the post mix bag and box system here. Only on cruise ships you'll see that, on those US ones, or the ones that have the US machines and that on there. But yeah, it's quite different from here, and also very different from didn't see them in Singapore either. Hey Shane, just finished watching your off-peak video. Over 12 years ago, I historically visited early May, but found last year disappointing weather and closures wise. Look, weather, we can't control that. And closures, again, I always state it before you visit. Have a look on their websites and check out what's on maintenance. Always off-peak, there's going to be something down, because it's when the parks are quietest. It's the least impact to guests. It's obviously going to impact some guests, because there's always days where people visit the parks. I always say prepare yourself. So check, and they've got like 12 months ahead of when they're going to schedule, so you can plan it. Have a look, and if you go, I'm planning to go here and I can't wait to ride Hypercoaster, check it out, because like now it's down on maintenance. And if you didn't check or know that, and you get there and you're really ready to ride this coaster and you're psyching yourself up and it's closed for annual maintenance, you're going to be hugely disappointed. But if you already knew it wasn't going to be open, you'd be disappointed, but wouldn't be as disappointed. Or you could reschedule, when it's going to be open and something else that you didn't really care for was going to be down. So that's number one. It's really important to check that. Now, I know things can go down also on the day, not planned. That sometimes happens as well. That is unfortunate. Usually those times they'll come up again some point in time that day. There is chances that sometimes it won't, but usually they do. And look, our weather in Gold Coast has changed a lot over the years. I've lived here for 23 years, and it's certainly changing a lot. It's not the same at all, and everything's more intense. So, yeah, look, can't control the weather, but look, as long as it's not lightning. When it's lightning, they'll shut the outdoor rides until the lightning's gone. If it's just raining, prepare for that. Wear a poncho or rain gear or what have you. Just prepare for that. It's just water, but you can still ride the rides. I go when it's raining, because my filming days are Saturday. Rain, hail, or shine, I go there. Unless it's shut from flooding, that I'm there, because you can still ride the rides. It's quieter, less queues. Just know you're going to get wet. Prepare a little bit for that, and then when you get home, just have a hot shower. You come right. So yeah, look. End of the day, it is what it is. Now, funnily enough, so I filmed that because I was on holiday. I'd come back from Singapore and I was on annual leave, my job, so I had a few days. So visited the parks. So I was at Movie World, I think, on the Thursday last week. I was at Dreamworld Friday, just riding some rides, having a look around and stuff. And someone said to me, someone about, oh, was it? Actually, it might have been Matt. I think it was Matt. Yeah, it was. It was Matt Muffet. He was on here. He said he was at Movie World, I think the morning of the Friday. So in other words, the day I was at Dreamworld. Actually, no, sorry, I don't think it was Matt. I think he said it when he went. It wasn't that busy, but someone else. Sorry, I'm getting my wires crossed. But someone else said to me they were there either the day before I went or the day after, and there was school groups there, and it was like 75-minute waits on the rides. It was like midweek. So, but that doesn't happen either. Like all the time. Like now and then, the schools might go have their experience days or whatever, and all of a sudden there's 2,000 kids in the park, and there's a 75-minute wait on something that you usually 5 to 15-minute wait. So that one, I don't know how you get over that. You wouldn't know. You'd have to go single rider. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. At random that happens. So anyway, gonna go mid June, a couple of weeks before school holidays. Yeah. Again, just check what's open, what's not, because a lot of the stuff that's down at the moment probably won't open. Or I have to double check, and again, maybe get the app or just search it up on the app, Village Roadshow app. It'll tell you what's down on maintenance and when it will. Actually, I think the Village Roadshow app. Yeah, I think it says when it reopens or the day it's closed up until. So have a look at that, just so you know which ones are going to be up and down. I have a feeling that Hypercoaster might be down until the start of the holidays. I think they're doing major maintenance, and a lot of you have seen they've pulled down the Joker face because they're replacing a lot of the LEDs. So someone had mentioned to me, I bumped into them at Movie World. Oh no, I think I bumped into it must have been Dream World, and they went, "Oh, is the DC Rivals closed down for good now? It's getting taken down." I'm like, no, it's not. I don't know where they got that info from. They said they'd seen somewhere where it was rest in peace or something. I don't know, but I'm like, nah, it's maintenance. Just check the website. It's annual maintenance. That's come down because they're replacing the LEDs. It's been up there for years, like since the start. So they've got to replace. A lot of them weren't working. So yeah. So give it whatever the date of reopening is. I think it's before the school holidays anyway. It'll be reopened again, and that sign will be back up there. The Joker face will be back up there. It'll be nice and bright and colourful again, and all working, and back to an awesome ride again. So yeah, it's, annual maintenance. You know what? Don't believe everything you always necessarily read or see. Just check their websites. That's when I give you guys information about the parks, I go to their websites because that's where the information is. That's from the park. So I always make sure that I read that and write that down and make sure I'm giving you guys the correct information and truthful information about what's happening with the parks and the rides and things like that. And you can check it out on there yourself as well. So I think it's really important to make sure, if you're planning a trip, that you know that the ride's not being taken down. It's on maintenance until a certain date, and you check the dates. Nice and easy. Someone's big bro Steve, a couple of years ago, me and a mate went on the Steel Taipan 5 times in a row, and there was no queue. Yeah, look, sometimes there's only like 5-minute wait, so literally walk on. I think most of the time I only ever see a 15-minute wait on that ride. The other day it was up to 45 minutes though. It was a pretty good day, and it was I think it was the weekend. No, it might have been the Friday. It was quite a busy day that Friday, and I think it was 45 minutes most of the day. But yeah, I've done 2 in a row on Taipan on opening night. So the official opening of that, I went to an event. I rode it 3 times. Yeah, I think I rode it. Yeah, I rode it in the middle and then the back, and then I rode it at the front. The third ride on that one tipped me. I was crook. So that's two's really like two's more than enough in a row like that. 5, I don't know how you did it. You must be a heck of a lot younger than me. I could not tolerate it, but good on you for doing 5 in a row. That's pretty crazy. It's like the people that ride tailspin and they just spin and spin and spin and spin. You know, you can get the momentum going. Some people do, I don't know, 30 more spins or whatever. I'd be vomiting after 3 spins. Yeah, no way. So, and I won't do the wild style on Super Slayer either. No way. Yeah, I would be passed out. So, yeah, it's good on you if you can do those rides like that. Still, that's awesome. Writer's saying with the Joker head down at the moment, it's giving me 2017 vibes when it was getting built. Yeah, it's like it's still getting built. Actually, a friend of mine, he used to work there. He still is in the theme park industry. He posted some photos of when they were making that Joker face in the workshop with all the steel and all the framework and everything. And then, he said the day they were trying to install it, they only had the crane hire for one day, and it was really bad weather, really windy, and they had to wait till like 1 a.m. in the morning before they could get the Joker face up there. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty awesome. Michael's the big crouchy saying he can spot the Joker from the train when we're doing our Gold Coast runs. Oh yeah, you would too. You'd be able to see that at a few different vantage points, wouldn't you? That's pretty cool. Especially at night, of course. That's cool. Have you seen they've turned Back to the Future into a musical? I have seen that. Yes. I don't know how I feel about that. You know, I don't mind musicals, and I know a lot of people who absolutely love musicals. And don't get me wrong, I think they're incredible and amazing shows to watch. But for me, that one, I don't know how I feel about that. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I love it so much. The movies. I suppose it would be cool. It probably would be quite cool, actually. I suppose it would be, because when you think about the movie, there's probably could be quite easy to be turned into a musical. So yeah, it might be worth checking out, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. But if anyone ever sees it, let me know what your thoughts were about it. I'd be interested to hear what it's like. All right. So what I was going to do was just touch on a couple of other things of the Singapore trip. So, as most of you who are on tonight may have been on my live stream from Universal Studios Singapore 2 weeks ago. Surprise! So I didn't tell anyone I was going. I did have that trip planned. Unlike my Florida Universal Epic Universe, I was invited out days before. I was like, how am I going to do this? Like, they want me there in days, but I made it happen. So, but this was a planned trip. I was lucky enough to be invited into the park for the day, but through someone we know. So, very thankful for that, and able to experience the park. And Universal Singapore, I think I mentioned it. It's not operated by Universal Studios. It's owned by, I think it's owned by them. It's built. It's a Universal Studios park. It's done to their level. They built Minions Land just recently, and that is a Universal. That is everything you'd expect to see. It's better. It's probably at least as good, if not better, than what you see in the US, because it's brand new. It's amazing. It's incredible. Same ride as well, which is awesome. Of course, characters are in there. Really cool. Shows all the characters. It's really cool. The whole park is operated by Resorts World Sentosa. So Sentosa Island is where you'll find Universal Studios. It's also where you'll find other attractions there, like the Wax Museum, Madame Tussauds, and the Luge. And there's other restaurants and it's like a casino there as well, shops and restaurants and things. So it's a beautiful place to visit. You get over there. Well, actually, there's a number of methods that you can drive over there. You can monorail from the Vivo shopping center, which is what we did because the metro system is underneath that. So you just catch a train to there, then you come up, bang on the Sky Rail. You can get a chairlift over there as well from right up high on one of the mountains right in. It reminded me of Spooky Island. Like there's one shot, and when I eventually get that video out, it'll be a little way away, guys, because I've got so many other videos to edit before this one. But there's a shot there, you know, the Spooky Island, one of the Scooby-Doo Spooky Island. There's a shot there at the beginning in the island, and there's the cable cars. Like it reminded me exactly of that. It was pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, it's so Resorts World runs that everything, and they run Universal Studios. Hence, the food in there is more local based foods. I mean, there's still some themed stuff there, but it's more local stuff. We didn't have a great lunch at Goldilocks chicken that was in the Shrek land, far, far away land. Meal was to be honest, was horrible, and really expensive. So that was disappointing. That lunch we had, it was just like chicken and chips, but we just got it. It was busy. Chips were cold and rubbery. The chicken had a really funny taste to it. It was really fatty, and it was just like, what? For the price you pay. And we're not like, trust me, we're not fussy people. We're not fussy people at all. Like we're not. Oh, it's not right. You know, we just average people that just like, it is what it is. We don't care if it's average, but it was really bad. Like for three of us to literally not eat our lunch, like hardly touch it because of how it was tasting, and I mean, it's not good. So we left a lot of food there, unfortunately, but it was terrible. Even the drinks were terrible. So, but I'm sure, you know, we had some treats and some other things from other places, and they were fine. There was just that one restaurant there wasn't great. So I hope they get some guest feedback and take a note. But anyway, apart from that, the park is awesome. It's not a massive park. It's a small Universal park. It's certainly bigger than Movie World. It's probably the size of Dream World, but in a different layout. So it's like a circle. There's like a lake in the middle. You walk around it, and all the lands are around it. So you got your Minions land. You got the Shrek Far Far Away land. You've got Jurassic Park land. You've got Egypt. And you got your Sci-Fi land, which is where you have the two Battlestar Galactica roller coasters and the Transformers ride, which is cool, and the meet and greet with the Transformer there. You got New York as well, and you got the special effects show, which is awesome. You got to do it. There's also an awesome dark ride there. It's Sesame Street based, but it is actually really cool. We enjoyed it. Yeah, and then just the pop-up shows and restaurants and the character meet and greets they have. All the character shows are awesome. The team, they do a great job. We had an awesome day. I'd highly recommend a visit to Universal Studios Singapore. If you're going to Singapore, check it out. Definitely check it out. It is cool, and we had a great time. And I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I took you guys for a complete walk around the whole entire park in that hour. So yeah, it's cool, and just loved it. But that aside, Singapore has other attractions that you've got to see, right? Let's go get a drink. So one of the main ones there is, so you got what they call Gardens by the Bay. So the bay, it's like it's where that hotel is in this 3 high-rise building. And it has like I think it's supposed to be like a boat on the top, but it's it's got the sky. There's a bar and a pool up there. It's one of the iconic things you see in Singapore around the bay. And there's that. There's a really flash shopping center attached to that, which is just high-end labeled stuff, like, you know, the Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Valgari, all that gear, like way expensive. In fact, any clothing and shoes and stuff in Singapore is very expensive. We are way cheaper here in Australia. You don't go there, if you're from Australia, you don't go there to shop. It's too expensive. We even went to, markets are good, like for souvenirs and things. You get things for like $1, you know, like magnets and key rings, and pretty cheap, you know. That stuff's cool. Some cheap t-shirts and stuff like that. And I'm talking Singapore, touristy, I love Singapore, whatever t-shirts. But everything else is really expensive, and the dollar's not great. It's about 75 cents. 1 Australian dollar got us 75 cents Singapore. But what is good there is the public transport's cheap. The food, there's food everywhere. Everyone lives in high-rise buildings. They don't cook. They go down and they eat at these hawker centers, and just everywhere is food everywhere. Good food, and pretty cheap, reasonable food. Incredible. But yeah, the tourist attractions were just sort of normal price. They weren't excessively priced. They were just normal tourist attraction prices, for what the attraction was. But the Gardens by the Bay, I highly recommend that. The cloud forest. So this is it's in that big dome. You think it's going to be like a big glass house and hot in there, but it's all air conditioned. It's beautiful, and there's this really massive waterfall in there. It's beautiful. It's like a skywalk in there. All the theming in there. We went in the late afternoon, early evening, so it started to get dark and all the lights came on. I'd recommend that. Unreal. It's just, it transforms. Then we went next door to the Flower Dome as well, which is just more like walking through. It's all indoor again, so it's nice and cool. But it's kind of like walking through a botanical gardens, but it's just beautifully done. And then outside, there's the super trees, these big, sort of massive trees. They're fake, but they light up at night, and there's a free like light and music show. I think twice a night, every night, and you just sit out there, and it's just beautiful. And yeah, like things like that, and that's free, to just sit there and do that as well if you want to do that. Yeah, and other than that, we just used the metro system. We just went underground, popped up at we researched where's the good shopping centers or markets in there. And we went to Bugis. We went to Little India. There's another one called like Orchard Road, which is where like heaps and heaps and heaps like CBD shops and shopping malls. There's one called at 313 Somerset. Incredible, like really top end. Like when I say top end, like modern, normal shops. That's where on that streets where I posted that Nike store. It had that mural painted. So it looked like it was just a poster, but you walked into the hallway and it was all painted on the walls and the ceiling. I was like, wow, this is crazy. That's like a 3-story Nike store. I'll chuck a reel up when I finish editing that as well of that store. And it's just a Nike store, but it's a 3-level. Like it was pretty cool. Like nothing like that here that I've seen. But again, this sale rack had really cheap stuff. It was really good, but the other stuff is pretty expensive. So you don't really go there for a shopping experience. You go there for everything else, like the food, the attractions, and just experience it. It's really cool. I didn't really buy much merch, Anton, from Universal, or even from Singapore. We just got a few magnets and keyrings and what else? Not much else, to be honest with you. Universal, from Universal Studios, I bought a magnet. The t-shirts. So again, I was saying it's run by Resorts World, Sentosa. So the food's different, but also the retail merchandise is different. So if you've been to the US parks, you go into those stores and the store blows you away. The theming alone, it's like another whole ride or attraction, right? Not ride, but it's like a whole other attraction. But the merchandise in the US parks is so much of it, and there's so many things that like you've never even thought of or dreamt of that you could buy in these theme parks. Like it's incredible. But you go to Singapore and it's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like our parks here, where they've just maybe designed it locally themselves, done a few t-shirt prints. There's a little bit of licensed stuff in there, but not a lot. There is, but a lot of it's sort of some generic stuff kind of thing as well, if you get what I mean. So it's not what am I trying to say? I wasn't feeling compelled to buy, like, I got to have that, I got to have this, I got to have that. And I actually did want to buy a Universal Studios Singapore t-shirt, but I didn't really see one that I liked there. I just wanted a basic logo one, and they didn't even have one. They did have basic logo ones, but it had like a glitter through it, or a rainbow design, or I don't know. It just wasn't or a silver foil. It wasn't what I wanted. I bought a Universal Studios Hollywood, just a basic T-shirt logo. That's what I got. So yeah, but anyway, there's still good shops and there's still cool merch there, but I didn't really buy up a stack of merch from there at all. So, and it's expensive. So I just, the exchange rate and the prices are pretty high. Like a popcorn bucket in Singapore was $48 with one refill of popcorn. 48 Singapore dollars. So that would have been about $60. Now the US ones are around about the same price. Don't get me wrong. I think I paid for that tram that I got from Universal Hollywood, the tram tour one last year. I paid for, I think it was, I want to say it was like 38 or no, I want to say it was 40 something, 42 maybe, but US dollars. So probably again about $60 roughly. So like I had people going, "Oh, can you bring me back one and bring me back one and I'll give you the money." I'm like, well, they're massive, like that big thing. Like I bought a Mario Kart one as well, and once I bought those two, I couldn't. My bag was full, like so I couldn't bring any back. And at $60 a pop, I just didn't have that money, like, extra spare money on me. Like it's expensive. So anyway. So yeah, I didn't buy a stack of merch over there. And we went around like how you got like the DFO centers and the harbour towns where the outlet shopping centers are. We found the outlet shopping centers. We caught a grab, like an Uber grab out right into the suburbs to find this shopping center. And yes, it's the same as here. They have the Nike store 40% off on that. Way more expensive than here with the discount. And then you got to convert it, so way more expensive. Like the shoes, I've seen shoes I go to the Harbour Town like quite often. We love our Nike shoes. We collect sort of sneakers and stuff, right? And we get a pair of sneakers there for under $100 or between 100 and 150 at best, right? And I'm talking Jordans, like really good shoes, or Air Max or Air Force Ones, whatever. They're like $200, not $250, $299 over there. Singapore dollars, and then there's 40% off. But see what I mean? Like it's for them, it's cheaper, but for us, it's way more expensive. So you don't go there to go shopping, but for generic Singapore souvenirs, like through Chinatown and those markets and that, really cheap T-shirts and Singapore magnets and keyrings and things like that, like $1, $2, that kind of thing. Packs of magnets for $5, like really good. So. Depends what you're looking for, but yeah, definitely not a place for shopping. I heard more like if you go to Hong Kong or China, you'll get really really good brands and stuff really cheap. Some of them may not be legit, but I don't know. But in Singapore, they don't do any of that fake stuff anywhere. So we didn't see it anywhere. We went to a lot of places and a lot of market type stores. I was looking for some of that stuff, but nothing there. Wanted to see if it was any good quality, but nothing. Is SeaWorld smaller than Movie World and Dream World? No, I think it's bigger than Movie World. Again, it's long and narrow. It's a different layout. I mean, I'm not sure of the exact square meterage or what have you. SeaWorld is a long, narrow park, and it's a couple of kilometers long, right? But the other parks are spread out more. So hard to say, but SeaWorld is a big park. Like, as you all know, if you've been there, it's a lot of walking. You start at the top, you walk the length of the park and back. It's a big day, a lot of walking, hot in summer particularly. But yeah, not sure on the exact sizes, but definitely Movie World is not a massive park. I think it's one of the smaller parks, but they jam a lot in there, right? So that's why it's always quite busy, feels busy because it's sort of clustered in. Different layout, I guess. Did you check out the crane dance? I didn't find a crane dance, so I'm not sure where that was or what it was. But no, unless I did and I didn't know I was watching it, so I'm not sure. We need more ride specific merch. 100%, Dane. Yeah, look, when I was in Epic Universe over here, so see that it's probably not that clear to you guys. That's Curse of the Werewolf. So that's a ride that's in the Dark Universe area. It's roller coaster, spinning roller coaster. Really cool. Well, I found the T-shirt, the ride T-shirt. So the Curse of the Werewolf, and it's got the roller coaster track on there and everything. It's like that's the cool stuff. So I got that. At the time, I didn't see any other ride. I mean, there's Dark Universe like shirts and things and that, but no other ride shirts. However, keep in mind, I was there a month ago. A month ago now, and the park was like obviously it wasn't open to the public, but it was. They still had like I don't know. I don't know how many people that day I was there. Maybe 7,000 people, 10,000 max, maybe. So it was all operating like it was operating, like it was open. Shops were open, food, everything was open, and I had a good look through. And I couldn't find any other ride shirts and things like that. So, however, keep in mind it's now opening on the 22nd. Now, I know that's tomorrow for us, but it's in the US, so it's Friday for us. The park opens officially, and they would no doubt have more merch coming in and more stuff being developed as things progress. So, in fact, already now there's an opening day shirt available, which looks really cool, by the way. It's got all the lands on the front, and it says on the sleeve over it says like official opening 2025. That looks really cool. That wasn't even in the park when I was there. So I think there's a opening day coin that they're going to be giving out as well. I think to everyone on opening day. I'm not sure if you got to buy it or if it's being given out, but which is cool. If you're there on the absolute official opening day, you should get some perks, right? Why not? So that would be cool. Again, I don't know if they're giving that away or if you got to buy them, but the shirt you'd have to buy, I'm sure. But I'm sure people would be buying that shirt because that's something that you'd keep. Hey, I was there on opening day of the world's newest theme park. I wish they had a shirt when I was there that said preview opening, pre-opening shirt. But anyway, I got the video documentation. I'm happy because I got to ride all the rides, and I know since my visit, there's been days when they're still doing these technical rehearsals. There's been days where rides have been down all day and people haven't got on rides. So I'm very lucky. I've done all the rides, thankfully. So long way to go to not do the rides. So I did all the rides. So very lucky, very fortunate. Can't wait to go back because I want to explore more there. I want to spend more time in the lands and eat the foods, like more of the foods, and just absorb more of the atmosphere. I had to get all my filming done. I had to show you guys every land, and I had to ride all the rides. So that was my focus. I think I did all right, considering. But yeah, you're right, Dane. More rides. I mean, years ago, we had all that stuff here. When I worked at the theme parks years ago, and especially in the early days, like when I started there, it was like 2003. 2003. And there was definitely ride-specific shirts. We had Bermuda Triangle ride shirts at SeaWorld. We had Lethal Weapon ride shirts at Movie World. Wild West Falls rides at shirts at Movie World. We had. We definitely had pretty sure we had Superman ride. There was definitely a Scooby-Doo coaster shirt as well. Like in those early days, there were the ride shirts. We had them. Don't know why they've gone away from that. I don't know why. So they've just stuck to just generic. Look, I mean, there'd be a reason. So, for example, like anything, if you haven't done retail or business, so you review the numbers. So you got to look, you got to analyze your sales data. And if you go, we're sitting on X amount of months of this shirt, it's not moving. So you make an action to move stock. So you might do a markdown or a special, right? We've got to move that stock, put it on the front rack, put it on sale. Let's clear it out. Let's advertise it online, whatever we need to do to clear that. If it still doesn't move, that indicates that your guests don't like the shirt or they don't want that kind of a shirt. So, I mean, that's probably what's happened is maybe the majority of people don't like ride shirts. They want a generic shirt. I don't know. I mean, there'd be no other reason really other than an underperforming product. So now sometimes they will make a new design, a new version and update it and then give that a go, give it another go, maybe 2 or 3 times. Then they might get it right and then they might start to sell. Or they'll just pull the pin and go, that don't work here. So they wouldn't just pull pull those designs for no reason, that'd be definitely a specific reason, and that would be what they would have done. So, but in the US, the ride shirts sell like hotcakes, crazy. It's hard to, why not here? I don't know. But again, things have changed. That I'm talking years ago. So now people probably go, now I want that ride shirt. Maybe they didn't want them then. Now they do. So maybe they should definitely give them another go again, eh? Let them know. Send them an email. They do respond and they do pass on feedback. I know.
Okay. First, unlock your phone. If you are.
I love that. All right. Hi from WA. Hey, thanks for watching nice and early over in WA. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. When's the new Scooby-Doo ride coming out? Yeah, well, we're hoping for September, October. Nothing's been announced yet. Could push into December, but fingers and toes across for September, October. We're waiting to hear. So no official announcement as yet. I'm probably... Yeah, I want it to be September, but I'm thinking probably December. We'll let you know when we hear. Obviously, we'll post something, as everyone else will post as well. So there'll be plenty of information being shared out there that when it's announced and when it's going to be open again. Scooby-Doo closure has to be the longest in history. Yeah, well, so the thing is with that one, I know it got extended by another year, right? So from the initial date, but they did come into some problems. Now, not Movie World, Mack Rides themselves. So Mack Rides are doing the upgrade. The parts they needed were no longer even available, and the companies that made some of these parts for what they needed folded or closed down, maybe COVID, whatever. So they've had to go elsewhere and source and get people to make things. So that's put pressure on the timeline. It's also added cost to the project as well. It's already multi-millions. So not Movie World's fault. Unfortunate set of circumstances, but that's what's happening. So a lot of people have gone, geez, they could have built a brand new ride in shorter time. They probably could have, you're right. But keep in mind, all those rides, like when they build a ride here, okay, the ride itself's already built overseas, finished. What they're doing here is they're going to build all the footings and all the groundwork and all the theming and infrastructure, all the electrical and all that. Then the ride comes in, it's assembled here. Okay? Remember, that's assembled. So, yeah. But if you take into account the time that they start building that ride, manufacturing the ride, it is a long time. It is a lot longer. So, anyway, yeah, I just look, we're all excited, and we're all hoping it's going to be just as good as the original, if not better. So, let's wait and see. I'm sure. Look, either way, it's a great coaster. It's a great indoor dark ride that we need, and we can't wait to have back. So, whatever it is what it will be, and we'll all love it, I'm sure. Well, there might be some negative people that post negative things, as they do, but you know what? Everyone's entitled to their opinions. But I know that I'll just enjoy getting back on Scooby-Doo in the dark ride. Like, I'm looking forward to the dark ride. That's the main thing. And I love the theming. I love the dark ride start, and then I love the coaster part to that, and it's awesome. So anyway, it'll be cool. We'll let you know when we're here for sure. John's going, Movie World spans 108 acres. There you go. He's got his tape measure out. That's, mate, you've done well there. You've raced down there during between these conversations and measured that out. Man, that is awesome. I appreciate it. It's probably online. Anyway, 108 acres. SeaWorld's 103. So there you go. And that's interesting because when you look at SeaWorld, you look at Movie World, you think SeaWorld's way bigger. But like I was saying before, SeaWorld's long and skinny park. Movie World's sort of spread out, but it's small but clustered. But the land mass or the acreage, yeah, Interesting. Slightly bigger than SeaWorld. I wonder what DreamWorld's is. You live near DreamWorld? Maybe go and have a check that one out. It's probably online somewhere too. You probably got it further down in the comments. I probably just haven't read it yet. I'm picking that would be bigger than both though. I don't know. Hey, maybe DreamWorld's could be a similar number. Could be a similar number. Anton saying enjoyed the epic universe videos. Thank you, mate. I did my best with the time I had there, and I appreciate it. So Anton saying he's still got a I Survived the Tower of Terror t-shirt. They were cool, actually. I think Dane, if you're still on, Dane, didn't you just buy one of those recently? I think you shared that you actually bought on eBay, maybe. Tower of Terror. Was it Tower of Terror? I'm sure it was theme park, DreamWorld theme park old ride shirts. I think it was. He might have dropped off the live, but I'm sure Dane, that from Dane's theme park life. I think it was him. I think he recently found some somewhere. I think it was eBay. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. Awesome. Now, I'm pretty sure I have not missed any comments. If I have, apologies, not intentional. Sometimes I just miss comments. Feel free to chuck a comment in again. That's all I'm saying. Or if I've missed it and we finished the live, as you know, you can email me or message me on Instagram, YouTube. I'll reply. Always reply. Sometimes I don't see it for a while, so I work. So when I get home at night, I go through and check the comments and things like that and get back to you guys. So it's not always immediate, but I will always get back to you. All right. So, but yeah, if I missed your comment on here, apologies for that. There you go. John, he's GC party buses. He's all over it. DreamWorld is, hang on, hectares. Is that that's the same as acres, isn't it? It's 85. Is that the same? So is that the same as hectares acres? I'm guessing it is. I don't know my acres or hectares measurements, but I'm guessing if it's the same as acres, it's smaller than Movie World and SeaWorld. It doesn't make sense. I think DreamWorld's bigger than Movie World. I'm pretty sure it is. So unless that includes the car park, no, I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out. We'll find out for sure. I'm sure it's just a quick, easy Google search where you could search up is what is 85 hectares in acres. I'm sure someone could. There you go. He's all over it. 210. DreamWorld's the winner. 210 acres. Thanks, John. All over it. 210. So DreamWorld's the biggest park here in the Gold Coast. I mean, it feels like it's bigger, right? Anyway, you think about all that area down the back, the animals, and there's area at the side. They've probably included those other areas which are no longer in use from a rides perspective, but that's part of their land. So there you go, 210 acres. DreamWorld, Movie World's 108 acres, and SeaWorld's 103 acres. There you go. That question came up, and thanks, John. Appreciate that you've looked that information up. Very cool. Good to know. Big Bro Stevo, I think a hectare is bigger than an acre. Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. Am I going to the opening night of Heroes and Villains? What day of the week is it? I did say the date before, but I don't even know what day of the week that is. If it's a Friday or a Thursday, no, I won't be there. If it's a Monday, I won't be there. So I think last year it was a Monday. So I didn't go till the Saturday because I can only film on a weekend. So yeah. So whatever day the first Saturday will be of that is usually when I would be there. Unless I've got some other thing planned already on that date. So I'm already planning out the rest of the year, so cool. All right. Straws. How are you? Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it. Haven't been out to the parks for a while. Been busy with work. understandable, mate. It's I'm the same. I'm busy with work and everything. I have been overseas also, so I only got back to Gold Coast theme parks last Friday and Thursday and Friday, actually, because I was on leave when I got back from overseas. But yeah, it'd been I think 5 or 6 weeks since coming back. Well, yeah, I hadn't been at the parks here, being over in the US and then in Singapore as well. So, hadn't been back. And so yeah, did a couple of visits, there. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I've still got so much editing to do for the US parks, but I do understand it's important to keep, peppering in the local content in between that, because most of you guys, that's what you're looking forward to hearing the updates on and stuff. So yeah, we'll keep doing that obviously as well. I do want to get the US stuff and the Singapore stuff done, but there's quite a number of videos I've got to edit and put out for you guys. So just bear with me. They'll roll out over the weeks ahead, and there'll be other stuff in between, of course, as well. So plenty going on. And yeah, I'm very, very busy, and I work full time, so I only have my Saturday and a couple of the nights during the week when I'm not doing the live or the podcast. Yeah, I'm very time poor to get things done, but trying best to get the editing underway, because I really want you guys to see these. I know the overseas videos, they don't get the views that the local stuff gets. I get it, but if you're really, if you're an enthusiast or you love theme parks, check them out. Like, just if you haven't been to the US, like I hadn't been to the Orlando parks before, the other two parks either, and they were incredible as well and amazing. And I always I love Hollywood, like Universal Hollywood. For me, I went there when I was a kid. So when I went back last year for the 60th tram tour, it was the same trams I rode. They had a restored one there, one like that I rode back in the 80s. And I was like, this is so nostalgia. That's why I had to go back for that. I loved it. So I just love like LA, and I love all that stuff. And like, I wasn't, to me, Orlando was always like, oh, it's just that they just sort of copied versions of the real parks. Like Disney World's copied from Disneyland, and Universal's copied from Universal over there. But once I've now been there and visited those parks, like whole nother level, whole different feeling. I love it. I guess I just love theme parks, right? So, but yeah, I want to go back to Orlando and explore Orlando. Definitely want to get to Disney World and the other Disney properties there. Riley's over there now, actually, from That So Mid. He's been posting some stuff on his Instagram and stuff, TikTok. So, yeah, so he's doing Orlando at the moment. So, yeah, it's a lot further to go. And that's the thing too. It's like you get all the way over to LA after that 14-hour flight, whatever it is, 13, 14 hours. And then you've got another like 7 hours to fly to get to Orlando, basically, roundabout like 6 or 7 hours. So it's a long way to go. And then, but when you get there, they are different, and they are good, and they're better because they're different, if you know what I mean. So I no longer have that perception of they're just copied versions of those ones, and why bother going there? They're awesome, and they're worth going there. And Epic was epic. Like, they had to, if they're gonna name it Epic, it had to be epic, and it is epic. Let me tell you that. So again, that officially opens on Friday here in Australia, the 22nd in America. So that's exciting for there. Why is Jager Head missing? So the whole ride's down just on annual maintenance. Now, the Joker Head was missing. Some of the lights weren't working. So to change those bulbs, they have to take that structure down. It's just, the thing is, it's more than just a few bulbs. That the actual structure that needs to be looked at. It's been up there since it opened back in, was it 17, 16? I can't remember the exact date. It's been up there probably over 10 years, right? So they need to look at, essentially that's been through a lot of weather events and it's exposed totally to the weather. So other than replacing the lights and making it brighter and working properly again, they've got to check all the welds, and they've got to check everything. That there might be some rust on some things up there, which is normal for the Gold Coast. Is close to the ocean, sea air, things rust. Particularly like I remember when I worked at SeaWorld, right? Get this, because that's right by the ocean, right? SeaWorld. This the magnet, like the key rings in the retail stores would rust if they didn't sell. The slower ones that didn't sell in time, they'd start rusting. Like it's just natural sea air. So that sign has to be taken down and fully properly inspected on the ground. And if anything like needs to be structurally redone or strengthened or fixed up, whatever, they're going to do all that and replace all the bulbs, and that'll be going up again soon. So I was saying before, some people have said to me they've heard the rides finished and it's all been taken down, or rubbish. So I know, look, end of the day, some people might do some clickbait on, I don't know, but where they saw that. But end of the day, it's just on annual maintenance. You go to the Village Roadshow website, you ask what's on, have a look at what's on annual maintenance. DC Rolls Hypercoaster is down on maintenance, I think, till June, end of June or something like that. I haven't got the date in front of me. And part of that is they're redoing that. So that's why it'll go back up again soon, and it'll be reopened again in the month ahead, month or so. So that's what's happening there. Yeah, if you're ever not sure, just jump on their website. They have it all there on the maintenance side of things. So, and then if there's something that's been removed and it's not on there, you can always ask myself or another content creator, or you could email the park directly. They should be able to definitely give you the answer if we don't know it. We probably don't. We don't know everything, of course. We only read we'll know what's online. So you can read the same information. Again, on my channel, before I tell you guys about dates and stuff like that, I go on their website and make sure I'm giving you the correct and valid information, so that you know that it's a good source of information for you guys. So, but yeah, it's all available for everyone to just check on there as well. Does anyone think Scooby's going to be ready for June, July holidays? Geez, I reckon, how good would that be? That would be the best, right? That would be amazing. But I just don't know, because you know what? Well, that's only a month away. It could be. Imagine that if they just went, bang, it's open. Man, that would be cool. That'd be good for mid-year for them. It would be, that would bring lots of people to their park for June, July. However, they got their Heroes and Villains event, which is the Limelight. So I'm thinking September, October, because I don't believe there's an event for September, October, because Hooray for Hollywood is usually now in December, January. So they would want to probably I would say they definitely would want to have something for September. Give people a reason to come back to movie world, right? So I reckon, how good would it be for June, July? But I reckon realistically, we're probably looking at September, October. That's what I think. Damien, my friend Damien, down in Victoria. Mate, I'm good. I hope you and the family are doing well, mate. Hope you're staying warm down there. Here it's getting colder. It's getting colder up here too, but only in the mornings. Thanks for jumping on. Always good to hear from you. How do you feel about Movie World kind of slowing operations on rides in general? Just seeing some people saying that they are. What you think? Slowing operations? I'm not sure what you mean. Unless you're talking about how at the moment, for example, Kansas Twister is only running one train, not the two, which obviously that it's going to impact pull through. But at the moment, the parks are quiet. I mean, they have some busy times and that, but it's the time where they pull things on maintenance. It's the time where they're not making a lot of money. You think about most people just at work, they're paying bills off from the start of the year. They're just trying to save money now and get by, and the cost of living and all that. So the parks, they only make money from retail, food, and ticket sales. right? So if they're not selling many tickets at the moment, parks are quiet. Hence, then if they're not getting the visitation, they're not getting the food sales, not getting retail sales. So it costs a lot of money to run a park, a lot of money. And wages is one of the most biggest costs in any business, actually, not just theme parks, but any business. So it makes a lot of sense. They've got to make some adjustments to their operations to account for the lack of visitation at the moment. Now, when you go and you expect everything open, I understand it's disappointing. I did used to work in the industry, so I do understand how they operate and when they operate outside of times. And some people don't understand that, and they just think everything should be open 24/7, no matter what. I guess like in America, most things are always open. Like they do a lot of stuff through the night and that and ongoing, but there's times where rides are down for significant times over in America as well. So it's normal. But other than that, I mean, all the rides I've been on recently, I went on rides the other day. I never had any, like, no one slowing down the operation or anything like that. I noticed the Roadrunner that was only open, I think 11 to 4. So there was a shorter duration of operating time, if that's what you kind of mean as well. So other than that, I didn't really notice anything else. I mean, there was obviously rides down on maintenance. I didn't really notice anything else, to be honest, wrong or slower than usual other than that. So, I mean, maybe on your last visit, you did notice that, but I didn't specifically know. Yeah, Ethan. Yeah, they're doing major maintenance on DC Rivals Hypercoaster, and part of that is taking the Joker face down and getting that inspected, all the lighting updated, changed, working properly again, and it'll be up again soon. Are you watching State of Origin next week? Yeah, look, next week's on the Wednesday. Obviously, I don't do a live on that week. So, yeah, probably we'll be watching that one for sure. Usually that's when we record our Theme Park Cartel podcast. So usually around State of Origin, we will do it on like the Tuesday night or the Thursday or whatever. So, yeah, we'll be watching it. I do love the State of Origin. And, yes, I'll be going to Queensland. Hi, Jaggs. Hope you're doing well. My family and I are heading to the Gold Coast from the 7th of June. Just wondering if you'll be heading to the theme parks around then. I only visit the parks on Saturdays, just to let you know. That's the only day I'm free. I work full-time jobs. So, and I usually don't know what park I'm visiting unless there's an event or something on. I'm usually not sure until sometimes the day before or the day of. However, I was just saying before, I've still got so much editing to do from the USA trips and the Singapore trip, plus some other stuff I'm doing local. Obviously, do some local stuff as well in between. So I can't give you an answer on that this far out from there. I'm sorry, but yeah, Saturday is my filming day at the parks. So that's I just don't know what park until sometimes the night before or the day of. Like, yeah, it's unless there's something specific happening. Can't be a bit more specific than that, really, at the moment. Sorry. Hey, Adam. First time live stream. Well, thank you for jumping on. Long time watcher. Thank you. Your LA vlog inspired me and my girlfriend to holiday in the US. Thank you for doing the Funko store. No worries. I tell you, that you got to go there. If you look, even if you don't like Funko Pops, it's free to get in, and it's not just a shop. It's huge. The place is massive, and because everything, they got life-size Funko Pops there and like sets. You would have seen it in the video, obviously. It's just a cool place to visit. It really is. I loved it. But yeah, look, my pleasure. I mean, I love going there, and I love filming videos. And if I can definitely, I mean, that's essentially, what you just said there makes me feel extremely happy. Because that's the aim, is if I can, and again, this is why I don't focus on negative stuff. I don't do that. My channel is positive, showcasing if you're going somewhere, or you're visiting a park or an attraction, theme parks, attractions, events, right? You can see this, experience this, and this is what it's like. And it's, how you perceive it when you're there. It's different from watching a video. You might have a bad experience all day and be, go like, this is horrific. Well, but you don't know until you get there. You know what I mean? All I'm doing is this is from my eyes, what I see, and I don't focus on anything that's negative. I just don't see the point of it. Like, I get a lot of comments lately, actually, and I don't know why all of a sudden I'm getting all these messages to me saying, "Oh, you're not harsh enough on the parks. You don't criticize enough." And that, well, why should I do that to the parks? It's not my content. Sorry, it's not the content I want to deliver. I'm not out there to bag the parks. I want people to see the parks for what they are. Yes, there's going to be rides down. Nowhere's perfect, nowhere. But if you wanted to come and enjoy the Gold Coast, visit the parks, be prepared. There could be some rides down, of course. But this is what you can expect. This is what the parks are like. And a lot of people comment to me, positive comments, saying, "Hey, thank you for showing what it's like. You've helped us plan our holidays. You've helped us know what to expect. Our kids have anxiety, and you've helped them out with knowing what to expect and not as anxious about visiting somewhere for the first time." That makes me feel good about what I put out in there. The park is what it is. Who am I to bag a park where they've spent millions of dollars and hours of work and effort and development and research, putting it together to the best of their ability within their budgetary constraints, and it's there for us to enjoy. I would hate people to look at my channel and go, "Oh, geez, I'm not going to go to Movie World now." Like, what? Then if everyone did that, they wouldn't get visitors. They'll close down, and there'll be no theme parks. So, you know what I mean? Like, but nowhere's perfect. Yes, there's opportunities. Yes, there's certainly lots of opportunities at all the parks, even the US parks. There's always opportunities, more shade, more cooling sprays, or more toilets, or things could be designed a bit differently. But when you're going there and you're leaving your reality and you're going there for a day of fun, those things don't matter. You're there to enjoy the park and the theming and the characters, the rides. It's mainly the enthusiasts that are going, "Oh, all this stuff and rah rah." And look, I get it. And look, everyone's entitled to their opinions. That's fine. I'm not saying that they can't, but on this channel, it's all positive. I want people to have a positive experience and learn and get inspired. Like you just said, you've inspired us to go on a trip to LA. We want to visit these places from your video, and thank you. I appreciate that, because that's the intent, and I'm glad that's come across. So thank you for that comment, and I hope you have an awesome time in LA. And certainly, Adam, let me know. Send me a note when you've had your holiday and what your thoughts were about the Funko store and whatever else you got up to over there. Obviously, I've got videos there of Warner Brothers Studios as well, Universal Studios, a couple other attractions. So, let me know. I'd be interested if you go to those places as well. Definitely keen to hear that as well. So thanks for that. When do you think there will be an announcement for what is replacing Doomsday? Good question, that one, actually. When will construction start for the queue extension for Superman Escape? Exactly. When? It was supposed to have been done by now, wasn't it? So they're supposed to pull out those lockers, redo the queue area. Now, I think what's happened there is, I don't know, but I'm guessing it's probably come down to this time of year. It's dead quiet. The last few months have been a challenge for tourism, I guess, in the Gold Coast. Parks are quiet. Spending the money to do a job like that, if you think about it, it's not, you're not adding a new attraction or something, but you are increasing productivity, or the queuing, the time queuing. You're doing something for an operational thing, which is needed and definitely going to be amazing when they do it. But I think what you got to understand, theme parks, they operate on a financial year. I believe it's not like, I think it's a January to December Well, it used to be. I don't know if it's. I know everyone else is like June, like July 1st to June 30, but I think theirs operates differently. I think. So it could be a budgetary thing. So anyway, it will happen. They've announced it, so it's going to happen. So, but I don't know when as well. So good question. We'll just keep watching the space and keep checking on that one. The Doomsday replacement. Yeah, I do definitely know they are working on what they're doing there. Now, this isn't just something that can just be decided in a week. Like, you know what I mean? This is something that's got to be not just like, obviously they need an idea, and then from there they've got to actually get it costed. So they've got to actually get people engaged to design and cost this out properly, and all the architects have got to be involved, and they've got to properly do it. So then that takes months, if not, it could be even a year or more. I don't know, like a long time for all that stuff to come together. And then they've got to put that to the executives and say, okay, this is the plan for this area. Or they might have 2 plans even, or 3, but this is what we're going to do. This is the price. This is what it's going to cost us to do. However, this is what the return will be. So, it's got to increase gate sales. It's got to bring more ticket sales in, increase the revenue for the parks. That will flow through to revenue streams like retail and food and beverage. Obviously, more visitors will come in. And if it's something like it's a really cool IP, it could, in fact, bring visitors from internationally in. So they got to sell that to the executives, and then they've got to sort of say, well, this is the ROI. It could be 5 years or 10 years, whatever it is, and they've got to go, okay, we agree, it's a sure thing. So they might just say, look, we haven't got the money, we just got to put something, a flat ride in there, and just use the current theming, and look, that could be a possibility too. So we don't know yet, but they'll be working on it. I can tell you that now. That 100%. They wouldn't just be sitting and no one's working on anything. That wouldn't happen. But what I'm a little disappointed, and I've mentioned it in my videos, like I voiced this, so it's not a negative thing. It's just like I just like, if I'm a first-time visitor to Movie World and I walk into that area, and I'm like, cool, look at all this cool villains theming. It's awesome. Then there's just a big gated area with a hole in the ground, but there's nothing there telling me why or what's happening. And I think a guest just needs that information. So, this area is being redeveloped, and a new ride or attraction will be coming soon. Keep your eyes on our social media over the months ahead, and we'll make an announcement. They need to just have something like that, just so people kind of know what's happening, or even if they, something's happening, it's better than having nothing there. I think communication is quite important, and I'm just kind of surprised that they haven't even thought about putting it'd be a nice themed sign, like themed with the here at DC. Maybe it's Bizarro up there saying, hey, or Killer Croc, this is what we're doing. We're moving out and someone else is coming in, or whatever it is. They got a creative team there. They can think of something to make it sound cool, to let the guests know something else is happening in this area moving forward. But for now, take some photos with the props and the theming that's in that area, and just enjoy the little walk around. But you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take much just to do that. And I just think that's something they need to do a bit better, is that communication to guests for that area particularly. But definitely, I know that they'll be working on something, and I know they'll definitely be announcing that as soon as they've got that locked in and signed in, and boom, full steam ahead. So, and then they'll start ripping into it. But I think we won't see any movement in that area until next year, to be honest with you. Hopefully a sign will go up before then, right? But anyway, maybe someone from Movie was watching this live and might go, hey, that's a good idea. Let's get a sign there. Let's do that. That would be cool. Anyway, Jason, Straws. Movie World are too focused on cutting costs and making dollars. I think the thing at the moment, those Straws, they're not making the dollars, so they have to focus on cutting costs. That's the reality. They're not making the dollars. Like, No, like it's just there's no visit. There's not the attendance isn't there. They're not making the dollars. If the attendance they're getting are just pass holders, most on the mostly, I mean, I always try to buy stuff on their food and whatever I can, right? But most part, people come and ride some rides and go. Maybe have one coffee or whatever it might be. But if they're not making the money, the operating cost is huge. Remember, it's not just the staff you see in the shops. There's a massive engineers and gardeners and cleaners and admin people and managers and there's a lot of behind the scenes people that run those parks, security. There's just everything. So they've got to make cost cutting when they can, and they can only really do that in the quiet time, because peak time, it's all hands on deck. They need as many staff as possible. Everything's got to be open, right? So I think the perception of them making money and cutting costs isn't exactly true. That they're not making the money, they got to cut costs. Otherwise, it'll just sink. Any business will just sink. So, that's what they're doing at the moment, and it's understandable. And I get it. It's disappointing if you're visiting and this is closed and that's down and that's running on half speed or whatever it might be. But it's out of holidays. It's the timing. That's what they're doing. I worked there for years as well, and it's what they have to do. The place costs a lot to run. I can tell you that. And that was back when I was there. I hate to think now with the increase of wages and things that have gone up. Anyway, it's cold in Melbourne now. I hope it's warm on the Gold Coast. Well, yeah, I'm still in T-shirts every day. The mornings are getting cooler. The nights are getting cooler, but the days are still really, really nice and warm and just good though. Not really hot, just good in the low 20s, mid 20s probably, low mid 20s. I do ramble on, so apologies if you're getting bored with them, what I'm saying, guys. But anyway, we're addressing the comments. So, what have we got here? I'm going to SeaWorld in June before the holidays. That'd be a good time to go. I think I might have read that one. Yes, but again, check if there's any rides down so you're not disappointed. If you really want to ride a specific one and it's down, you might want to check that first. Always check the ride maintenance schedules before you visit. They've got them up there 12 months in advance. Just check that first. Anton says, you keep doing you, Shane. Not only do you provide great content, they're also understanding and reasoning behind decisions with these lives. Keep it up. Thanks, mate. Appreciate you always supporting the channel very much so. I know the parade starts. Hey, Kira, I know why the parade starts at 3 now. It's probably something to do with wages as well, I would imagine. I would understand that would be probably why. So I think it used to be 3:20, was it, or 3:30? 3:30, something like that. Ethan saying, I don't know if you remember or knew, but their TikTok subscription was stopped randomly and all this stuff they promised never happened. Yeah, look, I paid for that too. We were paying the monthly fee, and it just fizzled out. So I'm not sure whether maybe they had a staffing change, whoever was driving that on. I don't know, but yeah, that was disappointing for sure. So I guess you got to keep, if you're promising something, you've got to deliver, right? You got to deliver that, especially when people are paying money for something. That's right. Speaking of which, I'm going to make an announcement soon. Oh, well, I'm going to, let everyone know soon. But you guys on here can find out. So I will be starting channel memberships up. So it's something I've been wanting to do for probably about, to be honest with you, probably about 2 years. But the thing is, like I was just saying, you've got to, if you're going to ask people, hey, would you want to pay a channel membership? You've got to deliver what you're saying they're going to get. So been working on that for you guys. I'm going to be doing 2 tiers. So and again, look, I don't know how it's going to go. I might no one might subscribe, and that's fine. It's fine. It's essentially another way to support the channel. Like I've got the Buy Me a Coffees, which is a great way of supporting the channel. It does help me out a lot. It does help support the channel with buying tickets for things and all that. It does actually really help. And this is just another way of that as well. But with the channel membership, you get a few extra things. So working on that, and we'll announce that very soon. Actually, I've just pretty much finalized it all. So, and there'll be 2 tiers on there as well. So that's coming up. Do you think Australian theme parks will ever do as good a job in the theming as the American ones? I'm from Queensland, Australia, and I'm missing American theming. Yeah. Yes, I look, again, we've seen an awesome start to, I guess, next level theming at Dreamworld with Rivertown, right? I mean, that's because again, they built that land, they demolished the old land and built that from the ground up to the standard that they want, and that's on point. It's on point. And they're delivering that. And look, with Wizard of Oz land, I know there's a lot of negativity about it. The problem with that land, they've used in existing structures. Now, I don't know if there was a reason why they couldn't knock it all down. It might have been a cost thing, I'm guessing, because the cost to pull down that big building and then put another one up is, like they've probably gone, no, you need to utilize that if you want to do this. If you want to put 2 coasters in, you want to do this. So, obviously the majority of the cost goes into the roller coasters, and then the theming. Now I know Dreamworld spent, I think $15 million on the. Don't quote me. I'm probably quite a little bit wrong here, but let's just say half the money went on the roller coaster and half the money went into theming. So they spent a lot of money on the theming. I don't know. I mean, there's been some different costs thrown around or announced or mentioned by management at Movie World about the Wizard of Oz area. I heard on the radio them saying when it was launched, or TV or something, saying that they've spent $100 million on this land. Now, okay, there's essentially 3 roller coasters in there, 2 attractions, but one's got 2 roller coasters, right? The Kansas Twister. There's 2 roller coasters in there. That would be a huge cost. The infrastructure, the getting them all operational. The theming, they've done a good job in the building, the castle and all that, and the queuing areas are great. Look, I guess shade is an issue in the area for sure. I still don't know why they did the entry by Superman. Like if they look at the old way they did Lethal Weapon originally, entry from Main Street, that to me that would have been the most ideal place to enter down that, and then you could follow the yellow brick road down and then walk around to the Wizard of Oz castle. To me that would have been ideal, but there's obviously some reason why they couldn't do that. Maybe no one ever actually looked at that, but I'm sure someone must have gone, okay, here's the options for the entries, and this is why we can't do that, and this is why I'm guessing. I mean, I'm no expert, don't forget. I'm just Shane that does some YouTube videos. But I did used to work there too, but I was in retail. I wasn't in planning or development of rides and things. But yeah, look, I don't know. I mean, I think they do a great job here, but to answer your question in black and white, no, I don't think our theming here will ever be in its entirety the same or to the level of the US, but it is great to see the start of that now with Rivertown, particularly, and parts of the Wizard of Oz land. Is it's definitely really great parts of that land which is up there. Wild West Falls, I mean, that whole western area, I love that themed area. I think that's amazing. Like, I love it. So there's Scooby Castle, like Scooby-Doo ride, like that's awesome. Like, and that's up there. That's up there. But I think from when you look at a whole entire themed land, particularly like Epic Universe, like wow. I mean, the thing is they have millions and millions of visitors. We don't. The population over there is 300 and something million versus our 25, or 27, whatever it is now. But yeah, I just think we just haven't got that revenue I know Disney and Universal. There's no such thing as an endless pit of money, but they've almost got an endless pit of money. Like they can just dream of something and make it happen. Whereas here we can dream of it, and then they go, "How can we make it happen with this much money? Like, how can we make it look half as good?" Like that's the reality. It's just the reality of what it is. But I don't think we'll ever get quite to those levels unless a Universal Studios or a Disney comes to Australia and opens up a park. Then you'll see it there, of course. I don't think we'll see that to these parks. But I know they'll always improve the parks, and they will always try their best to make them as good as they can. And we appreciate that, and we enjoy them. So, but yeah, not quite to that level though, I don't think. Village Roadshow could close each park for one day during the week to cut costs. If Movie World was shut for the day, I would just go to SeaWorld and Movie World the next day. You know what? That's actually, yeah, look, that's a good comment. I mean, you got US parks that close for months out of season. They actually close for months. So maybe that's a good option. Again, I always suggest to people, when people say things to me about the parks, I'm like, have you sent them an email and mentioned these things directly? Because, I don't mind chatting about those things, but I don't work for them or anything. So I think it's important that, particularly if it's a complaint or something, or an opportunity, or a great idea like that, maybe pop it in an email and then just give some reasoning around it. And again, hey, like in the US when they close and they might go, actually, that no one's thought about that. That's actually a really good idea. Maybe we could do that on off-peak seasons, rotate the park days and share the staff around, maybe like that. So that everything more can be open on the days. That's probably not a silly idea. Jason, Parsons. Hey, Shane, what's your best eat at Movie World? Heading there before the June holidays with the family. Our family loves your content. Thank you, Jason. I like the Dirty Harry outdoor kitchen, but that's if you like burritos, tacos, nachos, all that sort of thing, salads and that. Really, really beautifully cooked food there. I really do enjoy that, probably the most, to be honest, at Movie World. If I don't think they'll have the restaurant open. I don't know yet though. If the buffet restaurant is open for the holidays, maybe that's a good option. They do a great job in there. I know the head chef there, and tell you what, he always puts so much thought into making making the food choices, suit everyone. And there is usually also gluten-free options. And sometimes you just need to ask, and they can sort something out for you anyway. But I would recommend that one. That's my favorite. Look, depends what you're looking for. There's a pizza shop in Main Street now, and they do the pizzas by the slice, the big slices. And I've had that before, and I enjoyed that as well. It depends what you're after, particularly. But I would go for the Dirty Harry outdoor kitchen opposite the Scooby Castle. Personally, that's for me. There's other options in the park, of course. There's the coffee shops, the pizza. There's the burger place at the Gotham Burgers and fries and tenders and things like that. What else is there? If it's open, Wild West Burgers, very similar to Gotham though. Very, very similar menus. Not quite the same, but similar. That's pretty much all I think. Other than like food carts and treats like sweets and that, I think that's the main offerings there. So yeah, that'd be what I would recommend. And of course, if you are a bit want a cold drink of beer or something, you can go into the Dirty Harry bar, and you can see a photo on the wall. I featured this in one of my videos of Clint Eastwood on opening day at Movie World pouring a beer in that exact bar. You can see the photo, and you can see where he's standing in the bar. So a bit of movie on location. From opening day, they had all Hollywood stars there at the park, and he poured a beer in the Dirty Harry bar. There you go. I'm sure a lot of people must have known that information already, but anyway, moving on. Do you think that the marketing for the theme parks could improve? Andy, that is that is a very good question. I have a few opinions of this. I guess the answer is yes. So I get confused at some of their marketing. Not so much the TV ads, some of their social media marketing, and I'm talking across all the properties here and what I've seen over the years and recent months and things. Some of it, I think, well, who are they targeting here? It's like sometimes they're also just trying to copy what the influencers, like some of the influencers do, and some of the other content creators. And I'm thinking, well, if their marketing's just copying what they're doing, like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, look, I think marketing's a tough one, right? I watch, if I see an ad on TV, I think sometimes I say to my wife, what the heck is up with that ad? Like, so they've all sat around the marketing table and gone, right, that's excellent. Let's sign off on this ad. And I sit there and go, what is this? Like, is this really an ad is that the best I could do? You know, I'm talking about TV ads here, not theme park ads. I'm talking generic ads for products and services and things on TV. You know, I think, wow. So marketing is not an easy gig. I get it. It is actually a tough gig. Marketing is something that you got to study for. You got to do lots of research on, and it's a tough gig. I don't know. Yeah, theme parks. There's lots of different sort of, I guess, demographics they're looking at here, right? So, like, you got a theme park will say, okay, our demographic is this. Okay, from all their data and their research is this. So that's what they should be marketing towards, this specific demographic. But then there are other demographics within that, but that's their main demographic. So then you'll see all sorts of stuff going on, and you think, okay, this is now targeting these people. And I get it. They got to try and capture as much as they can, right? But yeah, look, I'm no expert. I'm no marketing expert by any means. So, but I think yes, they could probably always do better. And I think as long as someone is sitting there reviewing, like some management is sitting there reviewing, going, is this the best that we can provide? Is this are we happy with what we're, producing, the image we're showing? As long as they're happy with, that's their demographic they're targeting, and that's their points that they're trying to get across for that campaign are being correctly shown, then yeah, I think then that's good. But yeah, I think they could always, there's always opportunities for marketing. Again, it's not an easy gig, and the thing is though, is that you're better off trying lots of different things than doing nothing. If you're sitting on your hands, what's the point, right? So at least if we can see lots of stuff happening going on, they're giving it a go, and you got to give it a go, and you got to think outside the square as well. So it's interesting, but yeah, they could always improve. But anything can improve. There's always opportunities for improvements for marketing. It just, again, it depends what they want to target. Kira's saying the parade's starting earlier now because of the budget cuts and things like that. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the time of year they've got to make those adjustments to the business. Yep. Churros or churros, or however you pronounce that, I always have difficulty. Spanish donuts and coffees are the best eats. Yeah, look, that's a go-to for me as well. Always enjoy those as well at the theme parks. Ethan saying, I tried DM them on TikTok because I paid for that, and they always responded on TikTok and answered my questions, and then they just stopped responding to my questions. And example, Scooby behind the scenes. Yeah, I know, mate. I'm the same. I paid for that too. We kept paying for months and months, didn't we? No talk of refund or hey, apologies. We'll do something special for you for when exclusives or something. I mean, I don't know. Unless they do that, we don't know. But yeah, it was a little disappointing. Village Roadshow have their money from Village Cinemas as well. Multiple incomes. Yeah, they are separate streams of income though. So it's, I mean, I don't work there now, but they, so yeah, the cinemas, the income from the cinemas, obviously they got to build new cinemas, they got to refurbish the cinemas, they got to upgrade equipment. A lot of that money gets reinvested back into the cinemas and their arcades. So they have the Intensity arcades. So a lot of that actually does go back through that part of the business. So, but yeah, look, as a business in total, you got all your revenue streams, and then they got to divvy up, to wherever they need to spend the money, of course. But yeah, again, I don't work there, so I don't know how they distribute the funds. There's investors as well, so they probably go to them as well. Ethan saying when he scrolls through TikTok video, it seems the account manager has changed it to a different person on the videos now. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, that's probably why maybe someone's left, or I'm not sure, mate. Yeah, I'm not sure. And they unfollowed him. So they've unfollowed you. Okay. I know a while back, I'm talking maybe 2 years ago, all of a sudden, and I think the same thing happened when someone changed jobs. We were all being followed by Movie World, and all of a sudden, we were all unfollowed. All the creators were all unfollowed by the thing, by Movie World, actually. Don't know why, but anyway. Do you think that the Claw 2 will be better than Aussie World's SX360? I don't know if it'll be better, but it will be definitely different. So now I think it's not the same ride. Okay, and SX360 does do a 360. The King Claw, won't be doing the 360. So there's that to consider. But I'm not sure. I haven't checked or compared the measurements, which one's taller or faster. But I know King Claw is going to be significantly faster. I think up to 97 or 98 kilometers an hour in speed, and it's a I think it's, I can't remember the exact number, but it's 20. It's in my last short video that I did. Like I'd said the height of it, and then there's the swing height, 40 something meters high. So yeah, I think it might be, it'll just be a completely different ride to the SX360. SX360 is pretty awesome. It does do the full 360, which King Claw won't. It's good to see DreamWorld spend their money on theming instead of franchise licensing. Yeah, correct. They did a good thing there, didn't they? They, instead of spending all that money on another IP, they've invested that money that they would have spent on that and done additional theming, and definitely a smart move by them, and it's paying off. Definitely paying off. So big tick for DreamWorld. Absolutely. All right. Well, I think. And look, if I missed your comment, apologies. No intentional things there. I just get a lot through it all at once. So I've tried my best to get through all your comments. Again, always feel free to drop me a message on Instagram or YouTube, and I'll get to you when I jump on and get through the comments. We're probably going to wrap the live up there now. We've been going for 2.5 hours. Yeah, we have 2.5. Wow, it doesn't feel like it, but thank you all. I know we've had some drop off. Understandable. Not everyone can stay on, and some people it's later in their state and everything. I get that. So a big thank you to everyone who's jumped on tonight. And thanks for listening to Singapore trips and info and Epic Universe and USA stuff. And thanks for all your info and your questions and comments. I appreciate it. I hope I've given you additional information or helped you out at understand some of the challenges that operating theme parks are having currently, as well. So it's easy to be negative about things, but sometimes it's a lack of understanding. So anyway, hopefully some people might go now, okay, I kind of get it. Whilst it's still disappointing things aren't working or aren't as we would like. There's other reasons behind that, but sometimes the transparency isn't there, so we don't know. Anyway, a few more comments coming through. Yep, saying good night. So thank you all. Dane, thank you, mate. Yes, no doubt we'll see you somewhere soon. Ethan, no worries at all. Pleasure. Thanks for jumping on. Yeah, if you see me on a Saturday, make sure you grab me, say hi. Yeah, so Anton, always thank you. Thanks, everybody. I hope everyone has an awesome week. I hope you guys get to do something fun this weekend, theme parks, attractions, or events. Or if not, I hope you got something planned for the future. And if you are traveling over to any of the parks, feel free to drop us a line, drop us a message. Like if you're heading to any of the US Universal properties, I can only comment on those ones, as I've only been to those ones. You want any info on Epic Universe, if you're planning to go there, drop me some notes as well. I can let you know. Check out my videos as well if you want to see it all, if you haven't yet. And again, there will be more Universal Orlando and Islands of Adventure Orlando videos coming soon. There'll also be Disney Springs video in Orlando coming. There'll be Universal Studios Singapore coming out, and a couple of other attractions I did in Singapore also. Probably also a little bit of a vlog on Singapore as well coming up. So plenty coming up, and I'll try and keep you up to date on the local theme parks here on the Gold Coast, what's happening locally as well. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, at jaggsjourneysgc on Instagram. Give me a follow there. I do post photos and videos regularly, and also I get sent a lot of info of people that subscribe and follow the channel who visit during the week when I'm at work, and they send me stuff, so I will then post that on there and on here as well, and then keeps us updated between my weekly videos that I put out for you guys as well. And don't forget to check out the Theme Park Cartel podcast on Spotify. Every 2 weeks you'll see a new episode up on there as well. So plenty going on, and of course, don't forget there's plenty other Gold Coast theme parks content creators doing some great work out there as well. Make sure you give them all a follow as well. Anyway, guys, have a good night, have a good week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next journey. Good night.